I tell you what. Let me see.
Well, actually, it's time for 11. Can you hold on a moment if it's not live?
Well, I'm live. I already clicked on.
Oh,
live.
we're live. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to check the stream and make sure. Let me see. Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, we're live. Say something.
Hello.
I gotta wait for it to
See if there's a delay.
That's good. Well, there is a delay. It's going to be delayed, but your sound was good. It was good.
Okay.
So we are live.
There's no echoing with us.
No, it wouldn't. We already have Dwight's in there. Dwight, hello. How you doing, Dwight? Happy New Year, bud. Dwight Bailey is here.
Okay.
So we got two watching. I guess one of them's me. And actually, let me see comments.
Let me see. Where would I find that one?
Yeah, if you go, I don't know if you can still see it. If it's
there it is. All of a sudden, I see it popped into my.
Are you getting it? Are you getting it on the StreamYards one? You're getting the comments there. Can you get the comments on the StreamYard? Dale, it's on the far right.
Oh yeah, now it's showing. I saw where you said you saw Dwight, and I didn't see him before. But
yeah, I was in the actual feed, the YouTube feed. So you want to mute the actual YouTube feed? Yep.
Yeah, I've got the YouTube feed muted on.
So you can see the comments from the inside the StreamYard, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. At first, it wasn't always like it. It was just whoever was presenting the stream, I think, could do it. But now we can get it. Dwight, Happy New Year and
Happy New Year, Dwight.
And I got 300 subscribers as of like maybe a half hour ago. After 13 years on YouTube, I got 300 subscribers, and like Ben Coombs and Guitar Hack, they got it in like less than a year. But they worked out.
Less than a year? It was pretty quick, wasn't it?
It was quick. I don't know how long, but they worked at it a lot. They were putting out a lot of stuff. And then Hack, he puts out really good. They both put out really good stuff. I just haven't been, I haven't caught a lot of Hack stuff either lately, but I should be free. I'll be trying to catch stuff lately. Daniel, Happy New Year. Daniel just dropped in.
Happy New Year, Daniel. And Dwight, Dwight, you're moving up fairly quick too. I don't think you had nearly that many.
I got to make sure I'm subscribed to all these people subscribe to me. And actually, I'm pretty sure.
I know I'm subscribed to Dwight.
I am too. I just wasn't getting notifications, but I do. But I will. But even when I click on notifications, I just don't get them sometimes. I don't know what's going on. All right.
YouTube's really getting bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I don't
weird.
get notified, and live streams are coming through, and
right.
Sometimes I'll get the email notification an hour later, and sometimes it'll never show up at all. Sometimes it shows up as like under the regular thing instead of saying live.
All right, I subscribe to Daniel. I'm subscribing to him. Oh, he's got some stuff up there. Okay. Now, some people like that to follow me. You go to follow them, and they don't have no content up there whatsoever. So I don't follow them if they don't have any content up there. I got so many people to follow; it's hard to keep track anyway. You're updating.
Ed Dana's here.
Ed, Happy New Year! Happy New Year! And I finally hit 300 subs. Of course, it might go down after the stream, but as of like a half hour ago, I got 300 subs. Oh my gosh! Yeah. And you don't? Do you ever put any content up, Dale?
I haven't been doing much. I only just recently got like a guitar interface, an audio interface.
Oh, you did? What'd you get? Are you using it now?
It's no, I'm not using it now because I've got this. I'm just using a webcam, and the I've got that Blue Yeti
Okay.
microphone.
Okay.
And for a podcast situation like this, that thing works great.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't even have a microphone for the.
But they're like I mean, they start out like 150, don't they? Something like that, going up.
Yeah, I think I paid a little bit less. I caught a sale when I bought it.
Right.
I kept an eye out on it. I kind of got tipped off from that from
Janice. Hi,
Shane,
Janice.
and the Blues had one. And
Right. Right. Happy New
you
Year,
know,
Janice. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks, Ed. I deserve it. I don't. I need to do better. I just don't put as good as stuff out as I probably could. It's hard work. I did that. Not was that the Joy to the World song or something? 40 seconds. It took me 3 hours to edit just to do that because I'm playing, like you say, I'm playing 3 different parts of it. You know, I'm playing the melody in 2 different positions, and then whatever key was in, I just kept on banging on that, the main, rhythm to it.
Yeah.
But just to get it to sound right, it took me, well, I might be exaggerated a little bit, but it took over 2 hours for sure for 40 seconds. Well, the DaVinci Resolve crashed once, and there was an update, so I updated that. But when I added stuff on that new PC, it's like between night and day compared to my old computer. Oh my God, it's so much faster. Well, I couldn't run version 16 on any of my other computers. It was just too slow. But it runs good now, and everything now you buy when you're building your own computers, everything like the cases, they have the fans. You need fans to keep your CPU cool, whatever. They have RGB lights in them, and I wasn't going to do it, but the case that I came with it. Then I bought 3 more lights, so I got 3 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4 lights in there, and that's not counting the motherboard has a built-in light on the motherboard.
You got a Christmas tree PC.
Yeah, and the motherboard has a light, and then the GPU, I got a high-end GPU that has a light. But I had to download 3 separate software, 3 pieces of separate software to get everything synced up. I wanted to stay one color. I got them like in a light, nuts. Like a light blue. Well, my buddy, a good friend of my buddy, BrightTech09. If you have any computer problems, go to BrightTech09, BRETC09. He'll get you straight. He's from the UK, but I've known him for like 12 years.
Oh,
and he always helps me out. I mean, immensely.
Well, it sounds like he knows his stuff. So.
Oh, he's real good. Yeah, he's at between 400,000 and 500,000 subscribers, and he's been doing it for a long time too. Thanks, Dwight.
Yeah. Hey, Janice. I see Janice has popped in now.
Yep, Janice is here. That's cool. So we got
mixing and editing is most of the work. Oh man, I know. I can't even. Well, I don't even know how to use a DAW yet. So
yeah, I don't. I mess with QBasic that came with my Focusrite, and every tutorial I looked, it was just a different version from what I had, so it made me lost. But I have the free version of and I kind of was getting somewhere with that. I just haven't messed with it. It's called Cakewalk by Band Labs. And it's free now. And I think it used to be a Sony product and it cost money, but now it's free. Sony Band Labs took it over. I just haven't messed with it a lot, but I was getting somewhere with it. Bumble Bess.
Hey, Bumble Bess.
Bumblebees. Probably, is it Bumble Bess? Hey,
well, I would say Bess because, BE with the several.
All right, while you're here, because you were asking about the Helix, let me get my camera so you can see what I'll show you. You were asking questions. Let's see, this should work. All right. Here's my Helix floor. There it is right there. And I can have it hooked up USB. You install software, which I do have the drivers on here. You install the drivers, the Helix drivers for it, and the Osseo Helix drivers. And I've done it both ways. But I for whatever reason I like having it hooked up. I have these outs going from out. It's going to see the gray and red one.
Oh yes.
It's going into one of the inputs on my mixer, my Mackie Pro FX8.
Right.
And that's coming into my and hooks up to my laptop via USB.
Right, and then you put your mic through your mixer also.
Yeah, the mic is this mic is, you'll see it on the top left right there. This is a Shure SM48, not Not a 58. It's like a 48. It's like $30. It's like $50, $30 on sale or something.
Yeah.
But it's all right for talking, you know. So that's how I do it. I don't have it on now, but Bumblebee or Bubble Bass for what I do. You know, I'm just I'm not a professional player. I just play for fun. You know, see if I can figure out how to play anything. And I kind of got the Helix on. I went with another YouTuber who lives near me. We went to Guitar Center up in Towson, Maryland. He got the Helix Stomp, and I got this the floor. It's kind of like it's like a bucket, not necessarily a bucket list thing, but I said while I'm still working, while I still have some money coming in, I'm going to get something decent. But it's way overkill for somebody just plays. Well, I'm in a family room, but you know, for like a bedroom type player. But I'll play like if somebody like Ed's he's put up several backing tracks. I played to his.
Mm-hmm.
You had EJ's guitar channel. He's put up. So I'll play to somebody's backing track, but I have no intentions of playing in a band or anything. Or just I'm not good enough. I just like to play in here, just play around. But I really didn't have to spend $1,400 or whatever. I think I paid 14 something for it because it was like 16. Then I got, I don't know, 15% off or something.
Well, you're getting some good sound out of it, and you're getting some enjoyment.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's I got Guitar Rig 5. You know, it's I can get some pretty good sounds out of that, and that's just a. And that's only a demo. I mean, it's like or truncated. It's like it doesn't work all the way. I don't know. Somebody gave it to me. It's only a few patches work, but it works good enough. There's Chris, Guitar Pit.
Hey, Guitar Pit. Chris,
Happy New Year. Thanks for stopping in. And I'm all happy because I got 300 subs. And it only took me 13 years and 6 months, 3 weeks and 2 days and 3 hours. Now, I don't know. But I belong to YouTube since before Google bought it, since before Google bought YouTube. So that's well over 10 years, whatever that was.
There's Little J ones just popped in.
How you doing, Little J? I don't think I know you. And that's a good question, Little J. I mean, I don't sing, so I really don't know. I would look on YouTube, and actually Ed he can answer that in here. I bet you he would know more than me because he gigs in a band now. But for doing this, I'm sure it's fine. But I don't know about singing. That's a good question.
Well, all I can tell you is what I keep hearing from other people is for a reasonable price, it's hard to go wrong with the Shure 58 for vocals and the 57 for miking amps. It just seems everybody says that's a good start.
The 58, everything I hear, I mean, it's been around forever. And
hey, there's Upside Down.
Upside Down, how you doing? Happy New Year. Yeah, the SM58's been around forever, and it's like a professional mic. You see people on TV use it, but I don't know. Yeah, it's something. I don't know if it's a guitar brand. Branded for Guitar Center, Ed, because that's where I got
Dana, I would have thought you would have heard of Shure SM50.
And I'm saying
48. You're saying
that's what this. That's what this. I think it's a 48. Let me. That's a good question. Let me make sure because I could be wrong, but it's
one I hear everybody talk about as an SM58.
Yeah, I know it's not
$100 mic though,
because they're like
$90. I think.
Well, yeah, sometimes you might see on sale for $90, but I'm pretty sure it's an SM. Let's see. I'll tell you real fast.
Janice, you're using the Beta 58A. Is that what you're pointing out? She popped that in there.
Yeah, SM. This is an SM48 corduroy dynamic vocal mic. It says vocal mic. Actually, so if you go to Guitar Center, you can key it in. Shure SM48. So, and it's got like 59 reviews on it. But if you look at the 58, where's the 58? SM58. I don't even see the 58 on here. They might not have any in. Yeah, the 48. It's got like 59 reviews on it. They're all pretty positive. but I wanted something. This is white. I wanted something different. So I got a lot of mics around, off-brand ones, you know.
Oh, Bumblebest saying SM57 is a vocal mic. I thought people were saying use SM57s for.
Well, I know there's SM57.
Cabs.
I don't know which is which, but I know
57 is a dynamic.
They're all dynamic. I'm pretty sure they're all.
Yeah, but the 58 has the cardioid pattern, which
so
I would think would be more for vocals. I don't know.
I think 58's for here. Actually, just I'm going to put it up here. SM58. I know that's for vocals. SM58 mic.
Oh, what happened?
What?
Oh, the chat went away. The inside chat. Did you do something?
No, it's still there. It's working for me. Click on comments again. See what happens. For get out and get back. SM58, the Shure SM58 cardioid dynamic microphone. I can't say it. Cardioid is one of the best-selling vocal mics in the world. So we all know that. Okay.
I'm just going to pop out the chat from the other screen. I think it's easier.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ed is exactly right, or Daniel is exactly right. And you probably use that for miking too. Let's see what the 57 says. Shure SM58, Shure SM, or 57 rather. See what the Shure, here it is. The Shure SM57, which looks different than the 58, is one of the most popular professional instrument microphones of all time. So it's a dynamic mic, but that's the one they're using for instruments, the SM58.
Never even
SM57 on me. The SM57
hang around.
Yeah. Actually, let me share. Oh, I can close out of that. I don't need that on there. Save. Let me share my screen. Let's see if I share my screen. I'm going to share this screen. Share my screen. And share.
Well, it sounds like if I were to get one mic, the SM58 would be more appropriate. Because it could work for both instruments and miking instruments and for vocals.
All right. I think they should be able to see that. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
Say if you can read that for a minute and you'll see that. So the Shure 57 is one of the most popular professional instrument microphones of all time. The dynamic SM57 mic performs reliably, delivering natural sound night after night. It is durable, bulletproof design, stands up to road travel, and will be used perfectly at home and studio too. The Shure, blah, blah, blah. So it's, yeah.
The SM58 also, for a little extra money, they have one that has a switch built into it, which I thought was kind of a nice feature to have.
Yeah, I wasn't going to pay $100. Well, I did pay for $100 for a mic. I don't know if you can see. See where my thumb is. I have an Audio-Technica AT2020 USB mic, but it's a condenser mic. That I did pay $100 for that. Maybe a little over. I can't, for a while ago, and it's a good mic, but a condenser mic is going to bring noise in. And it does, but I can, if I'm doing live, I can't do anything. But if I'm doing something, I can clean some of that up, and when I record stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can make it work.
Oh yeah. I mean, it still sounds good. See me, I have a tendency. My wife, they call me a mumbler. Even at work, I mumble a lot. I don't talk very well, or I talk too fast.
Yeah.
And then now my hearing is starting to go. So every time we watch a program, I got to turn up the sound. What's from watching when I went to see AC/DC back in the mid 80s, because we were so close and it was so loud. So I blame my deafness on AC/DC.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Sounds like you had one with the switch and it popped. It pops when you turn it on and off, I guess. So
I have I have a Samsung dynamic mic, USB dynamic mic. It's almost like this. Hold on. This is another Audio Technica. This one is a ATR 2100 USB mic. It was considered to be a real good cheap podcasting mic, and I've had this maybe 8 or 10 years, and it was back in the day. But Samsung has, I forgot what their model number. I have one of those somewhere. Might have it packed away, and it's almost exactly like this. It's USB, but this one sounds a little bit better. But I have to put a you need to have a pop filter on it. You'll definitely get the popping sounds on it.
Oh,
yeah, and I'm probably getting on here too if I didn't have this on. But there is here. Let me. This new computer I just built. It's not on or anything, but you'll see it. You see it right there. It's hard to see, but everything comes with a glass side, a tempered glass side.
Yeah.
And it came with two 200 millimeter front fans, RGB fans, but the one in the back, the exhaust fan, wasn't RGB. So I bought 3 120 millimeter fans, replaced the one in the back. Yeah. I got 2 on the ceiling, and the CPU cooler came with the Ryzen 3800X. That was an RGB, but it didn't cool very well. Like when I render video, we get, if I'm running hardware monitor or Prime 95, this what do you call it? This monitoring stuff, to measure how good your computer's run. Anyway, it was getting too hot when I render video, getting high 80s. Anyway, so I put this notch. It's hard. It's not a notch. It's a Sife Fuma 2 cooler in there. So it's pretty huge. You might be able to see somebody that knows what I'm talking about. They'll know what I'm talking about. So it's got 2 120 millimeter fans in there. And anyway, I knocked 10 to 15 Celsius. Now I don't go over 77 when I render a video. Where I was going over like in 87, 88.
Hi, Brian. 16 Brian just popped
There's
in.
Brian. How you doing, Brian? And beautiful guitar, beautiful playing, and you always have a top notch. All your streams are top notch. I mean, I don't know why I got confused. That's right. You did tell me that you were using the Mac, the Mac software one time, so I got confused about asking about Adobe Premiere, because Adobe Premiere, it's a subscription service, but they have Premiere Elements. It's like it's a one-time thing. Of course, you're not getting everything you can in Premiere, but I was wondering, I would like to do just moving text, and I'm using, and you can do it with DaVinci Resolve, but to me, when you're using Fusion, which is in DaVinci Resolve, that's where you get all that fancy, like animated text you want to do. To me, it's so complicated. Like, I mean, I know messing around with a little bit with Photoshop, whatever, it works in layers. Well, this DaVinci Resolve, it works what they call in nodes, and to do all the fancy stuff, but I still haven't messed with. But now I can do it on this machine.
That node.
It's called nodes, right? You have an in and out nodes, and everything in between there is your effects. But you can put on a million effects. That's why you need high end. But to me, it's so it's so much. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it anyway. I'm not that bright when it comes. That's why I don't do good with the editing, the DAW software. I tried to do that, and Cakewalk, I was getting somewhere with that at one time, but I haven't messed with it. But the thing with oh, you got a question for you. You did get your pedal. You can answer him. He can hear you. Like Brian's asking about the pedal.
Oh, yeah. I went to a different screen for a moment.
Oh, yeah. And you got it, right?
Oh, yeah. I told you that earlier.
He might have not got it. He might have not saw it when you were on his show. I saw it.
Well, sometimes the comments scroll by.
So. Oh, yeah. He's trying. It's hard to keep up with everything. Like, I don't know how many people we have in here now. I don't know if it tells you here in
doesn't in here. Oh, it shows.
But it will on the
my other screen shows 11 watching.
which that's good for me. But anything over 8 is good for me. But I want to thank everybody. I got 300 subscribers. I got to close my my editing software. I mean,
thanks for sharing that model, Ed. Sounds like you've had good luck with it, and it's not real expensive.
What's that? Oh,
the
effects pedal. I mean the thing you got.
You said that mic's works pretty good, and it's only around $50 or so. It's a lesser expensive one.
Oh, this one here. I think normally it's like 50, and I got it during Christmas years ago. It was like $30 or something like that. But I have, like I said, I got quite a few mics around. I don't, just like half ones. Like Behringer put one out too that they try to copy off the SM58, and it looks very similar. I had one of those, and I forgot what that model number was called, but I gave it away. But but there's you don't have to get. I mean, for doing podcasts like we do, you don't have to spend a fortune. Now you, like I said, you got the what was the one you got again? You got the Blue or Dale? Which one you say?
The pedal?
No, the mic.
The mic. This is it's a Blue Microphones Yeti.
The Yeti, and that's a condenser mic, but I know it has like. I believe it has like 4 different settings on it. You can,
you can tell it which kind of pattern you want.
Right.
A surround pattern,
right?
So pick up everything. You can make it like just half of it, or just direct.
I think Dave Nestall uses one on Johnny Bean. I think he has one. Yeah. And then I knew some people. I almost got some a couple times, but to me, for the money, and I just don't think it was. When these are, to me, a dynamic mic is always going to be better, especially for podcasting, than a condenser mic.
Okay, well, we'll catch you later, Janice.
Bye, Janice. Happy New Year. I was telling you I've been eating so much, and I plan. I said I was going to do it, and I'll get back on track when I go back to work on, Thursday. So my brother and sister-in-law recently moved back to Maryland from Florida. They were full-time. Oh, I'm using a C920. How's it look? A Logitech C920. I just got this. I have one. I got a C920 on one of my computers behind me, and I just wanted another one because they're cheap now. For $50 or even cheaper than that, because they got C922s out now and different ones. Hey, there's Hack. Was Hack here? Did I say? Yeah.
Hello, Guitar Hack.
Hi, Hack. I was going to bring you up. But anyway, like my brother just moved back a few months ago to Maryland. His wife hated Florida. They were full-time RVers. And Janice left. I think she RVs. But they were RVing for like 10 years, I think it was. They were on the road, and they were doing work camp a lot of places. But now they're getting up their age. They're close to 70 years old. So he sold his stuff, and he bought a place a couple years ago in Florida, in a mobile home park. But his wife hated it. She just hated it. We went out there a couple years ago. We visited them, and it was nice where they're at. They were like in, I forgot the name of it, but they were in northern Florida, in center of the state. But they hated it. No, my brother loved it. She hated it, my sister-in-law, and she wanted to come back. She was missing her family, which is in. Like, I don't know if you heard me talking about just ragging on Maryland. They live in some of the parts of Maryland that's not all that great. It's not as bad as Baltimore City, but they're too close to Baltimore City, in my opinion. But anyway, so they moved back up there in a mobile home park. So anyway, so they had to get together. They had her family over, my family, who's left. We were over there, and it was like everywhere you turn, there's a plate of cookies. I mean, you couldn't turn anywhere. And this place is not huge, but everywhere you turn, it's plate of, like I'm there. And I went to town. And plus, they had all these desserts. Plus, she cooked some salmon, which was good. And she had some pork and roast beef. Oh, my gosh. I just ate so much in the last few days. Who was asking me about the the webcam or what kind of camera? Oh, he's okay. Bumblebee. Yeah, these for you don't have to spend a ton of money either to get. If you just want to do a stream, you don't have to spend a ton of money. Now I know that I'm on. This is my older. This laptop I got about 2015. It's an i7, but it has 16 gigs of RAM and it's got a built-in NVIDIA card in it, but it's like a 2 meg video card, maybe 3 or something like that. But this big rig I just built, I got a RTX 2070 in it, EVGA 2070 card, which was I think it was like $400 some. Video cards are really expensive. They're coming down now. And the 2080 is like top of the line, 2080 Ti or something. It's over $1,000. Well, I even think that's coming down. But this, I never had no top end, real high end video. Never spent over $100 some for a video card before. I don't game. I just don't game. But you know how you set up OBS. I guess you've messed with OBS before, Dale. You ever?
I've never even downloaded it yet.
Oh, you haven't. Okay, you have has an auto configuration thing, right? Well, you can use the encoder. It's built into your whatever your graphics card. That would never work before. Even though I had NVIDIA, that would never work before it.
Yeah.
Before when I did on this new computer I just built, I let it do the automatic settings, and it enabled the encoder on it, the NVIDIA encoder. It uses that automatically. So I only did one stream with it, but I had my old 920 and then C9 Logitech C910. I was having trouble with my C910. It just kept on cutting out. At first, I thought it was a computer or some of the Windows updates, but it was in the cable. So I saw on YouTube where you can take it apart. I took it apart and I didn't see anything wrong with it. Took it back together. It's been all right ever since. Although I did drop one of the little teeny screws putting it back together. So I did a live stream on that with this Logitech C910, and it just comes out so much better. It was doing good, and so that computer can do a lot more bit rate than what this one can do. So I got to put it on like these default lesser settings. It still looks fine though. I'm paying for. I can get anywhere between. I was paying for 300 down, and then 10 up, 10 megabytes up, 300 megabytes down, and is it the right or is it gigabytes? I'm confused now. No, it's not. It's not gigabytes, but I think they just upgraded me. I had to get switched to their router, which is over there instead of mine because it's anyway. Chris, it has to be something to do with your bandwidth. That's the only thing I can say, because if we Guitar Meets Science, who Jimmy, I forget his last name, the shredder. He just got the C920, and he just did it. Yeah, he just had a live stream yesterday. It's still not. He'd only have it set at 16:9. It's like 4.3 still. I mean, it's still looking a little bit better, but still not like. It's still not as good as it should be. So I don't know what's going on. Like, I know if you have the bit rate too high or your contrast too high, you'll get the streaking. Now with this, when I hooked up this card, through OBS, configure it through there, it's not using the Logitech software. It's using just default software, which is weird because I've had my other C920 on here. So the software is on here, unless I uninstalled it. I'll have to check. I don't think I did. So it's using just a default Windows driver, and it still give me some settings I can change. But Guitar Meets Science, he got that better. So I don't know. It's depending what your up speed is. But I keep let me open my OBS Studio right now. It's not going to do anything. It ain't gonna, because it won't steal anything well. But when I'm streaming, I have it set to like the bit rate, like I have it set to 2,000, but 2,500. That's not too much. And it's a constant bit rate. Have it set on that. But I'm trying to talk to Jimmy, tell him what these settings are, and I don't know if he does, if he takes to heart what I'm saying. But so the only thing I can say, if your bandwidth, but I don't think yours looks all that bad, Chris. I mean, there could be some times like during the stream, if you're doing it for a while, it could go up and down. Like mine could get bad certain times. But I've been doing live hangouts or live streams because I used to do these podcasts, video podcasts. Because if you remember, Twitch used to be Justin TV, and then Twitch bought them, but they were just like YouTube. We used to do these tech shows, and I would do live streams. I would have 5 people from like 4 or 5 different people all over the place, and we used to do it with Skype. I had a program called Wirecast, and I could capture all those and put it in Wirecast. And Wirecast is a really good program. It works. It's like, it's like OBS on steroids. It's much better than, but it's very expensive. I won a copy in, I don't know, like 6-7 years ago, whatever, but they update it, and the updates aren't free. I mean, I could update it for $200, I think, something like that, maybe even less than that. And I thought about it, but it really works good because I could capture. Well, I can still do it with OBS. I could capture, if I had OBS running, I could capture whatever I had playing on any of the other computers. But I think you can do that. You can do that with OBS too. But I'd never bothered upgrading it, and I wasn't doing any live streams or any shows, and so I never messed with it.
Gussie was asking, does Gary know you're wearing pajama pants tonight?
Yeah, where is Gary? These are the same ones I had on. Yeah, he was ragged on me. I only wear it here. It's not like I'm going anywhere else. But yeah, Hack. I guess you can see your guitar, your PRS, which you probably should keep that. It looks very similar to mine, except I don't have no binding or mine. And I think you got the standard, right? Isn't that the base model, the standard, and you got the custom 24? Right. Mine's the 24, okay. And mine's a custom 24, and mine's a 2017. But now they're making them Indonesia. But mine was made, in a sense, in the back. It was made by the place in Korea, the World whatever factory. And so I heard some people are complaining about the quality with the ones in Indonesia. Some complaints. Oh, the one I did the other night, yeah, over the weekend, Gary did a late stream. Now I heard Ben did a long one. Didn't he do a long one last night? And I was in it. I mean, I started watching early, but I gotta spend some time with my wife, Yeah, Gary was ragging on me. He didn't like these. Right. It looks really good. I mean, but you had binding on yours. I like the binding. I wish mine had the binding. But the thing is, you were talking about you want to sell one. I paid. You know what I paid for this? I got a brand new at Sweetwater. Of course, this was 2017. I think I paid $640 for this. $640, and it came with a. I know you said you got a nice case. This came with the PRS case, which I think is pretty nice, pretty heavy case. But the pickup sound, and I do need to change the strings, but I'm playing through the Helix, and I don't explain to me, when somebody says the pickup sound muddy, and I'm not sure what that really means, but they sound funny at certain times. So I don't know if that could be that. So the only thing I would place in that is to put some better pickups in there. I put better pickups in the I put Pearly Gates in the Epiphone Les Paul standard, and that thing sounds really good. See, I have our house for sale, so I had all these the better guitars packed up or hidden away in corners. So I started pulling them out. So I got my Strat out, but it's upstairs. So I'm going to pull. Frank C was telling me you got to get your nice looking Les Paul back out. So I want to get that out. Well, if you put a blanket over, yeah, it sounds funny. I mean, maybe. How you doing, Oregon Steve? Thank you. Look, and I got over 300, or I had like 300 even subscribers. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that's the only thing I would replace is just maybe put better pickups in there. And I messed, one time I went like last winter I wasn't playing it for a while, and I started playing it. It seemed really hard. So I took my to mess with the truss rod, and I did now I forgot whatever it did to loosen or whatever, and it made everything really play good again. But I messed with the height a little bit. But it seems like it's all right. I say I did it right. But the strings need to be changed on it, But as far as it's got to be the easiest guitar. I mean, maybe I don't know how yours is, Hack, but because I played a couple SEs I didn't like, and I got this off of a whim. It just said I'm going to get it ordered off of Sweetwater, not knowing anything about it, and it played good, but I still had it set up when I first got it. But it's so good. Sometimes I think it's the action's too close. But and I still have the Strat, and I still might, for best sounding guitars, I still like that. I have that American Strat. When I first got back into music or playing guitar after not playing a guitar for 15 years, maybe I had one, but I didn't do nothing with it. But I said, I want to, 2015, got old enough to take, and some of you heard this story before. I 59 and a half, you can take money out of your 401k and don't get penalized. So I took some money out, got myself the American Strat, American Deluxe Strat. I don't think they make them here anymore in the States anymore. And but it's got a humbucker. Pooh Ninja, Chuck, Phil, thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year. Hey, I got 300 subscribers, if not more. But anyway, I got back into 2015, got the Strat. I ordered it. It took like maybe over a month to get it. I got it from here, the local guitar store in town, the mom and pop shop. And so it took maybe over a month to get it in. Yeah, yep. You hear that Maryland accent, and you get some Natty Bow and crabs and anyway, so the Strat came in, but he wanted to stay in the shop for a couple of days to get acclimated with the weather. He wanted to open it up, and they set it up for me, and I said, "Oh man, that thing plays so good." I had no intentions of buying another guitar, so that was the only one I had. I think I had a Ibanez F370 that he gave me a few bucks for because I didn't like it. Anyway, so this is back in 2015, and so I got that guitar, not planning to get another guitar, but started following all people in here in this guitar community. Now I have 8 guitars. Never dreamed, and that the American Strat was like $1,500. I paid for it. I think $1,400, whatever it was, $1,400. Never, I would, and I had Strats before, used ones years ago, but I only paid like $500 or $600. We're going back in the mid 70s, mid 80s, whatever. Catonsville, that's where I got my first Strat. Bill's Music House in Catonsville, Maryland, Frederick Avenue. Yep, I know it well. Where are you at, Tom? Where are you from? I won't go around there now because, like I said, I hate Baltimore. It's too. That's probably still okay to go there, but it's been years since I've been there. Actually, my first wife, that's where her family's from, that area. But yeah, Bill's Music House. I imagine he passed away by now. I wouldn't think he's around. You're exactly right. The headset, and I paid. They were like almost $100, and it ain't worth it to me. I don't hear any difference. Look, he knows what kind of headset I have, and I just ordered. Oh, it's a good thing you, Bumblebee. It's a good thing you just brought that up, right? I got $65 worth of guitar gift cards, right, for Christmas. So what can I buy for $65? Like used guitar? I don't, So I'm thinking, is Quentin in here? Quentin, hey, we should do that. On the count of 3. Are you ready?
Yeah.
On the count of 3, Quentin's in here. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Quentin. Well, we got to do it again. You had a sync. Are you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Quentin. It wasn't it. We were at a sync. Anyway, what can I buy for $65 worth of $65 worth of Guitar Center? You know, if I'm not going to buy anything big or anything. So I was looking at some audio interfaces, which I really don't need, but I want to. So I say, you know what? They have these. I was looking at headsets. They have the and I forgot what the name of it that I got. You know, let me tell you. It's
Guitar Hack says you need a deluxe professional standard Strat.
That's what it is. It is a deluxe. It's a deluxe something. American Strat. They don't make them here anymore. I think they're made in Mexico now. Well, they changed. Yeah, they changed. But it's got those noises pickups, and I got a humbucker. People don't like they don't like. I think it sounds great. I can let that guitar set for ages, and it's still in tune. You know, I don't hardly have any problem with it. Your order's on the way. What did I get? I ordered these 4 headsets, Tascam TH02 headsets. They're like $14 a piece. I ordered 4 of them because I got this one here. I don't like, this is the Sony one. I don't like, I had to put this extension cord on it. So I don't like that. And the ones I ordered, they have like 10-foot cables, you know, with it. And plus the one I have on that machine, because I just keep one, you know, I got like 3 computers down here. So I just don't want to switch the headsets. And on the new build, the Ryzen I just built, it's a real short one. It's a Sony, but it's real short. And the one over there, it's short. And so I'll switch them out. I think I'll give my wife one of them. How you doing, Laz? Thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year. I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, so I you know, now 4 years later, 15, 6, 8, 9, yeah. Now I have 8 guitars, you know, like I never dreamed. And then I bought I bought a Les Paul Standard. And that was like $2,500, $2,400, 20, whatever it was. Never dreamed it. And my wife went with it and everything. I had to have my head examined. And I'm just a bedroom player. I'm not a professional player. I don't play that good. I just play around, try to play around. And I never thought. So the 3 expensive guitars I got is the Les Paul Standard, the American Strat, and what's the third one? It is, I got a I haven't played that in a while. An Ibanez SM58. Yeah, right. I got an Ibanez. What is my Ibanez? Anybody remember what that is? I got the Ibanez. I can't remember what it is. It's a gorgeous guitar. Oh, RG6. I got it's an RG652 AMH, and beautiful guitar, really beautiful. That was a little cheaper than the Strat, and so that was my third expensive. Then these other ones. I think the PRS SC was $640. And then all the other ones are cheaper. Like I wanted a Les Paul, right? Actually, when I got the Epiphone Standard about 3 years ago, I went to Guitar Center looking for a Gibson. And it was around this time, 3 years ago, right? And anything they had on the wall just they just were not set up right. And how can you gauge it when it's not set up right, right? But I'm still thinking, because they had some real good deals. I was looking at the cheaper Les Pauls, like the Les Paul, I forgot, you know, the cheaper ones. But I saw this in the used section. Let me pick that up. And it played perfect the way it just played really good right off just picking it up. So I got that. But then this last May, you know, when I'm doing all this bucket list stuff, I said, I want to put better pickups in there. So they switched out everything, electronics. And he shielded it, the guy at Phil at Lynx. And I got the Pearly Gates in there, and they do sound good. I don't know if it was worth doing it, because I'm not going to get my money back for it if I ever sell it, that's for sure. Because it was a $300 guitar, and I put $300 worth of parts in it. But it sounds good. And then I went and I still bought a Les Paul at the same time. So it was just crazy stuff I'm doing. So I figure, I'm buying this stuff. I'm going to die with it the next 10 years or so, 20 years if I'm lucky. I can't take the money with me. I don't want no one else to get it, right? So I might as well spend it while I'm here. What little bit I have. I mean, now once I retire, I'm not going to have any money coming in, which is going to be soon, I hope.
The Guitar Pit's asking me, what are my go-to guitars? Well, I have a few acoustics, and then as far as electrics go, I've got Schecter LP. I probably play that the most. And then there's a Fender Strat, and then I just got I don't know, Black Friday sale or whatever it was, an Alvarez Grateful Dead semi-hollow. That sale they had at Sweetwater. So that's all I got for electrics. I don't really have a lot of electric guitars.
See, I don't have any acoustics, and I thought about getting acoustics, but I said to myself, if I learn how to play electric guitar, I'll get acoustic. So I'm still trying to learn how to play electric. But you still have it, though, Paul. You still have the guitar. Yeah, I don't plan to sell anything anytime soon. The last guitar I bought a couple months ago, I bought a little more than that. I bought a Squier Strat, the Affinity one at here. It's like $200, and I probably could have got it for $100 locally, used or something. But he had it there. I like the way it sounded. Well, the bridge pickup sounds good, not the neck pick. Anything else doesn't sound too good, but the bridge is fine.
Ed's looking for a nice used Esteban.
A nice used what?
Esteban.
Oh.
You know those Esteban guitars?
You know what? I have one of those too.
Do you?
One of those used electric ones. The one, who's the guy? What's the guy's name? The one kind of in Vegas. He has the big channel. Or he had the big channel. He's kind of a country guitar player, but really good. Scott Grove. Right. He's had a lot of them, but his was better than one I got. I paid like $50 for it, but it was an Esteban electric guitar. It looked something like a Les Paul and looked something like a Les Paul and a Strat. And I got one for $15. Actually, I paid 20 because the guy didn't have change for the 20, but it was so messed up. But I could see where if it was set up right, it was banged up, it would have played okay. But it was one of those Estebans. I forgot what the number was, but it looked something like a Les Paul. But the inside, but everything else looked like a Strat. It had like a Strat, like the pick guard was like a Strat, but the outside it looked like a Les Paul. But Scott Grove, he had some really, his look brand new. The ones he
comes across some unusual guitars.
Yeah. But he's a good guitar player, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had just about every oddball guitar that I've ever seen.
Gus, you're talking about Dave Levine. He's a good guitar player. He's a really good, but he knows he knows a lot. But he just comes off like say if I ever took lessons, if I were to take lessons from him, I get the feeling he would just be yelling at me all the time, because he's too up there for me, you know what I mean? Which I've had happen before, the few lessons I took. But he just comes off like he's too, whatever he says is etched in stone. I don't know, which is not necessarily bad, but he is a really good guitar, and he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, the Esteban. Actually, I gave it to a friend of mine, and he had somebody work on it. No, I'm talking about Dave Levine. Just like he just seems like he just comes off as I don't want to say the word narcissist, because I'm not sure what a narcissist is, but they're never wrong. That's all I can say. Now, the only thing I just remember when I shouldn't bring this up because we don't know. I just remember when I think the first time Dave Hack was on his show, or vice versa, and we were talking about electronics. And I know Hack knows what he's talking about because he teaches that. And then Dave said no, and I saw it. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't kidding, Ed. Maybe he was serious. He does have a very strong presence. No, I don't dislike the guy, but he's really good. I mean, but he knows everything. Well, he taught. I think he teaches. Does he teach drum too, or something? Did I see that, or bass? I don't know.
Well, he was teaching himself how to play drums.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Offering courses or anything. I suppose if he felt he could get good enough, he might try to make a course of it. But
no, I know he is.
That's not what he's doing now.
I just feel like I'd be intimidated because I still think at my age of 60. How old am I? I forgot already. 64. I still think about taking lessons. Like when I retire, if I can afford to take lessons, maybe let me meet like once a month or something. But here's what I do. I'll buy these. Well, I only bought the one course. Bought one of Robert Baker's courses, and I didn't do nothing with it. I logged in once or twice. That was it. But I was learning stuff, and I just don't. I just.
Yeah, you really have to make it a kind of make it a ritual.
Right. You got it.
Time. Okay.
I have to dedicate myself
an hour every day, going over at least a portion of this lesson and practice it.
Right. But Dave Levine, he's a fantastic guitar player, and he obviously knows theory, which I don't know anything. I don't even know what you mean by theory. What do you mean by theory? The only thing I know is every major has a relative minor and vice versa, and that's about it. I just know by like most people, what sounds good. They have trouble with me. Everything I'm doing, it's like pentatonics and then major minor, but it's like the same thing, the same riff, and it gets boring after a while. The same thing.
Looks like we got a Les Paul addiction here in the side chat here. Huh?
There's a very good Quentin's got a very good thing. I love you got some of the best hammer ones that I've ever seen. You're doing those things, and you got your good stuff up there, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to work on something like that to be able to do like you can do this big huge run and like you're hardly hitting any strings. Everything's hammer-ons and pull-offs. I'm going to be able to do it like that and sound real clean and real fluid. And that. I knock myself for everything, but I do see improvement in doing some of the stuff. But I don't know if I'll live long enough to get anywhere like you. I'm not going to. At my age, I'm not jam. I can't jam with people. There's too many. I can just get a track on here and do just as good. Just like what's her name? Blackjack. She retired. She said she's not jamming anymore. Or if you know who Blackjack is, she's quit gigging, or she quit her band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gets too much. I can't haul this. I can't haul equipment. I got to pay it back, and I mean, I could have somebody come over.
Yeah,
I got it. My friend, but he's got a lot of medical problems going on now. My friend lives in Gettysburg. Guy I grew up with actually. Oh, hey, you do fine. You if I could play half as you, if I could play his tenth as good as anybody in here, I'd be satisfied. Well, let me see. Oh, oh, it's I know Hack. I know. See, I know my pentatonics. Yeah, once you find him, it's going to get you're in your 50s, and it probably gets old now. Learn Dorian, which is 2 notes to the pentatonic, and simple. Then you can also do any move just by moving. Yeah. Oh, look who's here, Don. Don. You know Bill's Music House very well too. So does Tom. Tom Harari. I know I'm not saying your name right, but Tom, did you say where you were from, Tom? I missed it if you did. Let me look back, because you know Bill's Music House. Yeah, I think I got my first Strat there. It was a used Strat. Where did Don go? Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas.
How you doing, Don? There he is.
Happy New Year's.
Caught the yeah. He says he caught the tail.
Okay, yeah, okay. And I might have talked to you before. York, PA. It's like it's that way. Where am I? There's north, southwest. It's no north, south. It's that way. It's that way. East of me. It's about 20 miles. Well, I'm in York County. I'm in Hanover, PA. But Yorktown, you know, when you're on 30 and yeah. York, PA. I go to the Best Buy there.
Hi, Rick Heffer.
Hi, Rick. Rick Hefner, how are you? I-83 North. Yep, you know it well. You don't want to, and it's pretty bad during rush hour. I-83, especially, and you know where it goes in the Baltimore Beltway, 83 to 695. You know what I'm talking about. Ugh, terrible. The Baltimore Beltway is one of probably the worst places.
Yeah, that's still in business. House of Guitars. In fact, they're doing their wacky commercials again this Christmas. They play them on, they put them on late at night. This local guitar store we have is every Easter and every Christmas they always had these insane commercials. They're homemade commercials. Mm-hmm. You know, so they've got the owners and the staff participate, and they throw in some animation with them. I don't know who does it for them, but it's kind of crazy. But it's a very cool guitar store.
Thanks, Ed. I got 24 watching. Thanks, Ed.
Hey,
that's good for me. Really good for you. If I have 4 watching, it's good for me. But sometimes I have minus because I'm so unpopular. I mean, I come in here and it starts off. I have minus 20 because I suck so bad. So I have to get 20 people in here just to. I'm making a stupid joke. But Don, I wanted to ask you how are you doing with your Les Paul and your Helix? That Helix is just so overkill for me, and it sounds good. I don't mess with any making my own patches. I maybe 1 or 2, but all the patches I'm using were someone gave me or downloaded or whatever, you know. But it was way overkill for me. I don't know if I'm going to be wanting another guitar there, a guitar period. Yeah, I did. I've seen that video before. I don't know what I would want. I mean, the only thing Quentin, I'd be interested, but I wouldn't do it for free. I wouldn't you let you do it for free, and you should be doing that. Because it looks like you have good bandwidth now. You should be doing that. But I got some of your videos that you did. I need to work on them more, but I have worked on them, dude. You know, but I just can't get it like you. And then you're so even spaced and in time. It sounds real good.
Yeah, Brian's talking about going to Norm's. You know, I think if you've got time while you're out there, take an afternoon, stop down to Norm's, just check it out and play
Where's that at?
Vintage guitars. Have you ever gone to the Norm's? It's like it's Norman's Guitar Channel or whatever. It's in Texarkana, LA area in general.
Hey, me? You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Mitch.
Where is it at?
I think the channel is Norman's Rare Guitars, and they did the Guitar of the Day.
I might have, but I'm looking at Don won a guitar at Caesar's Guitar. He won a Chapman guitar at Caesar's Guitar, Caesar's All Guitar. If you know who he is,
from Caesar's All Guitar, yeah.
He's a fantastic guitar player. I have trouble understanding him, but he's a fantastic guitar player.
Oh, he's wonderful, yeah.
Frederick, Maryland. That's about about 50 miles from me, maybe a little less. Chuck Booth.
And Cesaro is he always does a wonderful job of setting it up. I mean, he's always keeping his guitars in super good shape.
Yeah, he shows you how to do it. I think he has some. I think he has some PRS. He's got a lot of guitars. Yeah, he's really good too. And I don't get to watch him like I should be.
Yeah, he's mainly mainly the PRS, the Fenders, and the Gibsons.
Mm-hmm. He's good. He's real good.
But oh, that's right. He's got some Yamahas too. He likes Yamaha.
He's a surgeon.
Yeah.
I mean, as in doctor surgeon.
Yes.
Oh, really? Now, isn't he? I don't know if he's in South America or Florida. Am I? Or is he in the States or
Miami?
So he is in Florida. I couldn't remember. He is a surgeon. How about that?
The channel Tom Hardy is Cesar.
Caesar's. It's Caesar, isn't it? Is that how you say his name? Caesar?
Actually, no, it's Cesar. See,
okay.
Spelled right.
I always thought it was
C-A-R. Caesar is slightly different.
Okay.
At any rate, yeah, I think he does cosmetic surgery.
Oh.
I think that's a lot of what he does.
I'm surprised he doesn't have one of those shows on TV, you know, the reality shows with those. I forgot those two guys. My wife watches it all the time. They're kind of funny. But you get these people, they're so vain, you know, just as many guys as girls or transgenders or whatever. They want to do this, but they won't do it if it's gonna, you know, they have too much going on.
No, I get the impression it's a lot of reconstructive stuff. I know he had this one video where, and he happened to be in it, and it was about involved with Operation Smiles,
mm-hmm.
where they're helping kids do kids that are mangled and things like that.
Right.
Just disformed and everything. And they would do all this surgery for him to help him out.
That's good. So he does that for nothing. What do you call it, pro bono or whatever they call it?
I think the surgeons, you know, I mean, they get paid to go there and all that, but I think that's not the same as the regular job. I don't think.
Right. Oh yeah, okay. I grew up with some. Actually,
he knows his dad used to volunteer for Operation Smile.
Yeah, I grew up with
palates. A lot of them have the cleft.
Yeah, some friends of mine had that growing up. Some guys and women. I have a nephew. Well, of course, doesn't have anything to do with surgery or nothing. But he's a fireman in Colorado Springs. Then he was doing the EMR or training. He was doing that too. He's doing both because, you know, you're a fireman, you're on like 3 days in a row and off. Then he would do his EMT stuff. He came back to Maryland for training for mustard gas poisoning. So you can only do that in so many places. And Aberdeen Proving Grounds, which some of you might know, Tom, you might have heard of. He was here like 4 or 5 years ago for training, but he's not doing that anymore. It was too much to do. But he's in Colorado, but he'll go to California when they have those terrible fires out there. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, I'm just reading it in the chats in here. Yep. So my brother, he was his first marriage. He was in a service. Then he was stationed in Colorado Springs, and he took his wife with him. But he had his two kids were born here, but you know they moved back out there. But they grew up there, and they like it out there. they try to come back here. They couldn't stand it here, but they're older. They're in their like late 50s. My niece and nephew, and they got kids at they have their own kids now. And let me see, Aberdeen, Maryland. Don, how are you liking the guitar you got from the guitar you won? The Rob Chapman, whatever it is. There was some stuff going on. I mean, you try to stay away from controversial stuff. Zip fixes guitars. How you doing, Zip? He can fix anything. I saw somebody was selling an acoustic guitar, and it was broken. They wanted, I think he said free. I don't know. I can't remember what kind it was. Probably wasn't a real good one, but for free. But the fretboard, it was just off of it. It didn't look like anything was cracked. He just said it came unglued. First thing I'm thinking of is you, because I don't have a acoustic guitar. I thought about getting one, but I wouldn't know how. I can't fix a hole in the wall for the life of me. Well, actually, I probably could do, but I can fix anything with computers. I can fix. If something's wrong with the computer, I fix it. But if I get a little hole, I need to do spackle something. I can't do that right.
Yeah, Zip is. I've seen him fix the guitars that are like they come to him in pieces.
Yeah. And they play perfect when they play perfect when he's done.
Yep. It takes
Hi,
a bit.
Brian.
He gets them together and makes them work good. I mean, some of them people would just throw them away. They'd give up.
Yeah. I can't believe all the stuff. When we put the house for sale, I threw a lot of stuff away. A lot of clothes I threw away. Then I'm going through my drawers the other night. I got like 3 or 4 old phones. I talk like, who's Hank Kimball? Sounds familiar. I don't know who Hank Kimball is. I remember Richard Kimball from The Fugitive, which you might not be old enough to remember, but I know Dale remembers the show The Fugitive, right?
Definitely.
David Jansen. Oh, you got a lot of your stuff for free. A lot of these guitars for free.
Oh, Mr. Kimball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what was he? Was he like the inspector or something? Like the wildlife conservation inspector? I don't know.
I forget what was his name? The Fugitive. What was his? That was David Jansen. That was the actor's name. But Richard Kimball, he was the one. He was the Fugitive. But the detective, I forgot what his name was. But my father met the detective at the local airport here. My father used to be a cab driver.
Oh,
he met a lot of. He had Frank Sinatra in his car. If you remember Frank Sinatra Jr., he had Frank Sinatra Jr. in his car. A lot of local ball players. Never going back 50 years ago, But I remember some of the stories he told me. Oh, you know what? Hey, you know what? While I'm in here, I can make don't let me do it here. I go through after you. I can make people. I make people mods.
Oh,
you know that?
Laz is saying hey to whoever's in the chat.
Let me make some mods in here. I can't. I thought I could do it from here. I don't think I can. All right. All right. Come on now. All right. Live now. 23 watches. Very good for me. All right. I'm going to make some mods in here. Let's see. Hack is one. Okay. That is mod. Tom is one now. Usually I make everybody mods as mod. Oh, you already are. Sorry, I have some in here.
Dana's saying you shouldn't use mods.
I shouldn't use mods. I'm not famous enough.
Bodyguard mods.
Yeah, I don't do this all that often. I should be, but I want to do something. All right, we got a new year coming, right? We got a new year. I want to set some goals. I need to lose weight. I need to gain the 6 ounces I gained since 6 ounces since Thanksgiving. Now I probably gained 10 pounds since Thanksgiving, if not more. But nowhere near the 80 pounds that I lost. I'm still wearing the 36, barely. Yeah. But I want to set some goals, music goals. Like I want to learn, like say, Quentin was in here and he's thinking about doing some guitar lessons, Skype guitar lessons. And he put some good stuff on there. He does these hammer-ons up and down the neck, on the B and E string, really fluid, really good. And that's where I'm getting where I can do some hammer-ons pretty good, pretty fast, but not like that. Not the way he's doing it. I want to set some goals and record my progress, and I'll probably put stuff up like that, each week. And like I said, I got Rob Baker is one of his courses I got like 6 months ago, and I think I logged in twice, 2 or 3 times. Haven't done anything with that. See, I just, when I see a song, I just look at 3 or 4 tutorials and which one's easier for me to pick up on, because no one plays them the same way.
Well, that's true. Everybody has a different way to play a song, and really they're afraid of getting copyright, so they're changing them anyways. So you're not learning the actual version, which is fine. I mean,
I think if it sounds like, I think you just get a like what Brian Cote was playing tonight. He said you get you don't get what do you get? Just a claim, not a strike. There are 2 different things, or something like.
You get a copyright claim. Where they want to claim monetize.
I don't monetize, so it's not going to matter to me. But I want to say, okay, there's a couple people in here. They lost some weight. So Tom, you went from a 38 to a 33 or 40. I went from a 46 to a 36. 46 to certain 36s I can get in, if they had the relaxed fit or something. But I went, so basically from a 46 to a 38. But lately I've been doing bad. But I was off for almost 2 weeks. I was planning to eat a good bit and then get back on track I go back to work Thursday. Yeah, they do call them the modes. Yeah, I think you're right. I want to, but there's people that I'm not going to mention any names. They know modes left and right. I don't like the way they play though. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not saying they're bad or nothing, but I said, well, I don't want to learn that. I want to play like, who doesn't like the way Robert Baker plays? Brian, you were fantastic tonight. Ed's great. But I still think about it. I still think it wouldn't hurt for me to know it. But now I have, my age, like I knew the lead for Smoke on the Water. I had it almost exactly, for me, it was pretty good. I totally forgot. I can't play it. I was trying to play it the last couple of nights. I can't remember it. I'd have to go on one of my tutorials, or I forgot I can't remember how to play it. And that's the thing, is remembering stuff. Yeah, the Adorian. I'm probably doing a lot of the moves now, because everything I do is based off pentatonics, or there's major minor. That's almost in everything I play. I'm some kind of form that where I'm mixing up. It's the same C, D, E, F, G, but I'm mixing up in a way where it'll sound. But I kind of get bored because everything sounds the same. Unless I'm playing a song, like I was trying to work on. What's Hack's favorite group? Pink Floyd. No, I know, but I mean, I like that. What's the name of the song? We don't need no education. What is the name of that song? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's From the Wall, yeah.
Yeah, the wall, whatever. And I got that almost close, and I just came up. I got that pretty close. But if I stop playing it, if I don't play it every day, I'm going to forget it.
Well, that's the thing. If you're learning songs, you really have to keep playing those songs, or how to play them just drifts away. So it'll be something that you have to do like continuously. That's why people in bands, they learn certain songs, and they just do them over and over, so they have them. Another brick in the wall.
Another brick in the wall. Yeah, I can't even remember names of songs.
At any rate, if you want to be able to play a certain song, you need to keep going back to that. You need to have a list of them and just keep reinforcing it once you learn it.
I mean, and I want to learn a song. I just download the video or whatever I download, and I got it tons. I say I got it tons, but I still only have that many gigabytes used up on it. I'll put money on it that you either already play. Yeah, I know I'm doing. Actually, let me get it. I'll just. You'll know what I'm playing right away.
I think I used to have a pair of sneakers or something that were Velcro, or maybe it was sandals. Anyways, I did think that was a pretty convenient setup there. Ed.
I don't know if you're going to hear, because they're going to StreamYard's going to kill it too. But I don't know if it helps when you do the disable the. Let me see. I think I have a choice of disabling the disable audio process. I don't know if it does anything or not, but I'll see. Can you still hear me?
Andreth has been practicing like crazy, it looks like.
Can you still hear me, Dale?
Yes.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay, so you're pentatonic, but I do a lot of. Whatever that is. So I put a lot of that in there. Yeah, but this is different. This is like I don't know what the difference between the standard and the custom 24, but I like this does not have the binding. It's dirty. It needs to be cleaned up. It does have the binding, but mine says built by World Music, and I can't read. Built by World Musical Instrument Company, which is in Korea. But because they were originally making these in Korea, now they are making them in Indonesia. I can't get that. I'm not going to get that.
Hey, Jamal.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. And I want to learn how to do the simple series on basic music theory. Open up everything for you. Okay, I'm going to look at it, Brian. And I would like to do. You know who Sophie Lloyd is? I like that fusion kind of play. I don't know, but whatever you call it. I mean, you can put it in anything. I'd like to be able to. And somebody, I don't know, was it? I don't know. Brian.
Jamal's in the chat, and he's not even on.
Jamal.
Time.
Jamal, he just got off work. Hey, Jamal, Happy New Year. I would like to learn a page. We'd be able. The only thing I can do is. It takes a while for me to get it halfway decent. But I would like to play it really fast. Yeah, the cage system. I do a lot with the cage system. Like I'll find it where I know I'm doing some of it. I can't explain it, but I try to do some of the cage system, which I got from. Oh, what's the guy's name on YouTube? I don't know. You would know who. But I like the way Dave R plays. He just started taking lessons. He was playing really good the way he was to me. The Dorian major scale, just up 2 frets. Then I'll like to try to do three notes per string, hammer on. But I just get bored because it's like I want to do something different. I want to sound something different. Also, whatever you play during, you don't age while you play it. You don't age while you play it. Can't sing. We're in grade mode until you make it. This is it. They're playing both every day for a couple weeks ago. Oh, are you talking to me, Dale? I've seen your comment in the thing. Oh, guitar.
I was because you were playing. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, I'm sorry. Just tell me to shut up. I don't know. Can you hear the guitar? Can you guys hear? Is your StreamYard's killing it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm on the heels. If it gets low, is that lower now? deal. This is the actually, hack. This patch I got from Eric. This is my favorite patch. I just play it on one. This is one he wrote. This is my favorite patch. Here's what when it sounds muddy to me. Listen. Sounds kind of. I forgot. All right. Good night, Don. Happy New Year. Actually, this was on one of the Hendrix album I had back in the 70s. I don't remember what it's called. I'm done. Duets. I just want to get better on everything. Oh, I hit my head. Was it this morning or last night? I hit my head. I was in the bathroom the other day. Just hit me up for you want a basic theory lesson to help you tie stuff together. The least I can do for helping with you. Oh, well, I know all the pentatonics. I know, but I kind of stick with the same stuff all the time. I will hit you up. Um, oh, I know I could play Sweet Child of Mine. Yeah, I messed with that before. I know I can play that. And I started messing around. Ed, you're the first one I ever heard play it, but there's other people played on the American Woman. So, but there is a bunch of tutorials on here. It's pretty easy, but it sounds good though. I mean, it sounds really good. Okay, I'm going to go to there so I can bookmark it. Oh, you know what? I don't have.
Yes, yes, Gussie. This is my Jack Russell. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. But I always like to. I look at her picture often just to remember her. But she was a good dog. Full of vim and vigor, though.
Oh, you know who's still? You know who else is alive? Oh, okay. I got the theory. I'm got it near now. I'm going to bookmark it or send it to myself.
Oh, that's all right, Gussie. You know, it was a little over a year ago. I think she passed away, but she was she followed me everywhere, and I have fond remembrances. It doesn't make me sad to think of her. I like to be reminded of her. I'd like to get another dog, but boy, you know, if you want to take off and do things at a moment's notice,
this our
it
last.
changes your whole world, you know. Oh, she was she was only 9. It was like overnight she got super sick, and was about to take her into the vet, and she just was gone.
Yeah, my See, I put two dogs down like 6 months. The one had a stroke or something, he couldn't walk anymore, and let me turn. I don't know how my audio is, but let me turn that thing with the audio I had on before, which was disable audio processing. Okay, you hear me now? You hear me now? Yeah, we put 2 dogs down within 6 months. The one had a stroke and he couldn't walk anymore. So, and he was only 7. And then he wouldn't even eat. But the last day he did eat right before but he wouldn't eat for like a couple of days. The last day he ate before we took him. Then the other one had cancer in his leg. His leg got real big, right? And he was like 12 or 13. And so we took him to the vet, and she was pretty sure, without testing, she was pretty sure it was some kind of cancer. But they did a scan on him because we were just going to have his leg removed, right? But he suffered with bad arthritis as it was. And then they found all these stones in him, and we just put him down right there. But it's devastating when you're putting your dog down. You're holding them, they're alive 1 second in your arms, and they're gone, a second later. Just, I'll never do it again. Then we replaced those dogs. Then with us selling the house, we had another dog, and he was like 50 pounds. Well, he was supposed to be a schnoodle like what the other one was, or the other one is a multi-poo, but he got to be 50 pounds, right? And where we're going to move at, in a mobile home, you can only have so big dogs, a certain weight limit. But with that one's that my wife couldn't handle them on a leash. My wife she's going to be 69 years old. She has trouble walking. There's no way she could handle them. So my daughter is associated with all these dog rescues, no kill shelters, where adoption agents. So she took him to one of her places that she worked with to have him adopted out. But I cry every day. He's doing better now. He's with he hasn't got adopted out yet. But the one lady he was with, she got sick, really ill, that was working with him. So now Dexter's with a veterinarian's assistant. So he's doing good. He's not going to be but no one adopted him yet. But I just cry like a baby. But when we put those 2 dogs down, I mean, there's some pictures that still pop up on Facebook, like from 5 years ago, whatever. And But after Skylar, after she goes, no more dogs. No more dogs. Terrible. But look at Johnny Beam. He got, what was his dog, 18 or 19? Howie.
He was pretty old.
Yeah, 18 or 19. He just put him down recently. That's pretty old for a dog. Really.
He said he's not going to get another one right away. Well, he was thinking of just.
He's got a cat. He's got a cat. Yeah. But even so, they get sick too, and you get attached to them. I was never a cat person. But when my daughter moved back in with us, she had her cat, and he just stayed down here. But when she was living at her home, when she was married, the cat would always stay, but he never got near me. But when I would come down here and the cat was here for a while, he would just come up, lay to my lap. He never did it before, and then I got attached to the cat. And then he got sick. He got, I don't know, but he was up in age too, and he just lost like a whole bunch of weight really quick. But he was. I really like that cat, but I don't know. Yeah, you don't want to see him suffer. But the one dog, the one that had the cancer in his leg, he was my favorite dog. I mean, he was just so smart. He was a schnoodle, but it took me nothing to train him to do some tricks where other dogs I couldn't do anything with. But he would watch TV with me. I mean, his name was Toby. And do you remember that old commercial? I don't know what the commercial was about. What it's about? This little girl would say, "Toby, Toby, Toby, it's all for you." He would be in the other room. He'd be screaming in, just to watch the TV, running in just to watch the TV. Where my dog, Skylar, now, she could care less what's on TV. But Toby would watch anything on TV.
Yeah, I had a heck of a time training. Mine kept on eating guitar picks, and I wanted to have the dog fetch for me.
No, he would do
that. Dog would snatch him right up, and it'd be chewed up and gone.
He was pretty good at bringing stuff back. Well, he did get a rabbit once in the yard, a little baby rabbit.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Well, see, Brian just lost a good dog, so it's a tough subject.
Yeah, it is a tough subject. Yeah, it was horrible. But you don't want to see him suffer, Now, my friend, his dog's up there. It's a Jack Russell. I think a Jack Russell mix. She had cancer. And he paid a lot to have her, but she's doing all right. But she's hard for her to get around. Plus, his wife is very ill. She's got that disease. What Dudley Moore died from? I can never remember the name, but she needs care.
Yeah.
Huh? It's like supernova nuclear palsy or something like that. Her father actually had it. So she's like a vegetable in her own body. She can't do nothing. The only way of communication, she can scream, So we don't go over there much, and he has to have help with her, and he didn't put her in a home. She just turned 69. So she's had it I guess it's going on 4 years. It's coming up on 4 years. But three and a half years ago, she was riding a bike. That's how active she was. She was riding a bike since she started. Started falling when she would walk, but now she can't. She's on she can't eat her own food anymore. She's on a what do you call the feeding tube? I think now. Terrible. All right. How old are you, Dog Pot? How old are you? I assumed you were older so you must be a lot younger than I thought you were. Oh, I guess so. If that's your picture, then you are young. Oh, I can't do it from here. Yeah, Skylar that's what she does. Follows her mother. My wife, you go to the bathroom, she wants to come in and.
Oh yeah, puppies, they've got way too much energy. I can't believe Dave R is taking on a second Husky.
Yeah, I thought he got another one.
Yeah,
he probably has nothing but
only what, maybe a year old, I think. Doesn't seem that long ago. He got the first one.
Yeah, well, the dog. What kind of dog was yours? A Jack Russell. They're hyper. They have a lot of energy, don't they?
Oh, tons. Yes.
Yeah.
She was just starting to mellow out a little bit. We had to keep on our toes all the time.
Oh yeah, progressive supranuclear palsy. That's exactly right, Tom. That's what she has. But eventually it's going to kill her. That's terrible. But and so he won't put her in a home, my friend. So he has to get help with her. He's my age. He's a little older than me actually, and but some of the help is real bad, and it's just some of the stuff he goes through is terrible. So I work on his, I work on his computers with him for him, right? So Windows 10, I mean, you all know Windows 7 is going to be dead, I think, January 14th. Microsoft is stopping all support for Windows 7. So Jay, you can still update to Windows 10 for nothing,
For free, yes.
For free. So let me do it for you. But he's so OCD, right? Because if anything's not exactly the same, like if this icon don't look the same way, he'll freak out. So then he goes, well, how about buying we'll buy one with Windows 10 on it. We'll replace his older PC in a room, get rid of that because it's a real old one. It's like a Core 2 do over. And I'll say, you can do that. Because he has this one, his wife's in the living room. They got this certain kind of bed for her or whatever, and all this stuff to lift her up there. And so he has that one laptop with Windows 7 on there hooked up to, and that might only be like 4 or 5 years old, but he has it hooked up to the big TV in there, so that's why I don't want to mess with it. But. So I try to do stuff I can't, but we don't go over there like we did. I guess he don't like the. We were over there last Christmas before, and it just does. You're trying to feed her, and you can't. She can't eat right, and it's real sad. So he don't bother inviting us over, but
kind of a tough situation there.
Yeah, because we were real close. Actually, we met them in 2001. We went on a bus trip to Myrtle Beach, and was it 2000 or 2002? Yeah, Myrtle Beach, and they had this local bus company around here, which since went out of business. But anyway, and we were the youngest couple on the bus. Everybody else was in their 80s, but it was like me and my wife. My wife's like 4.5, 5 years older than me. Same thing with him. His wife is like 4 or 5 years older than him. We became good friends. Actually, there was another couple on there, like the guy that owns this shop here. His sister was on there with her husband. They were like the same age as us, but we didn't get close to them. But we got close with Jay and did a lot of stuff. But then in the last 3 or 4 years, we don't do too much together. We can't do anything now. So, anywho. But let me see. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, here's what I did. My wife, she had a couple tablets. I got her some Samsung tablets. So she was complaining, oh, it's starting to get slow. It's not slow, but the only one she has, it's only like 2 years old, so it's not bad. Yep. Don't fall for that stuff. It's terrible what they do. They call me all the time. I start screwing with them, and when they know when they know you're screwing with them, they'll start dropping the F-bombs. They will, But anyway, what we're saying, trying to switch. Oh, my wife. So, I got her a new tablet. I'd never bought an Apple product in my life. I got her an iPad, because the basic iPad, they had it real cheap. It's like $239 around Black Friday. I got it around there. So we set it up, and the security thing, it was a lot more than when you're setting up an Android. So you had to set up. I guess the worst thing was you had to set up an ID thing with Apple. So I guess that's like the extra thing we had to do. But she's not writing everything down. What goes with what. You need the code thing, and anyway. But now we got it all figured out. So I got her, and the only apps she uses is of course Facebook, Gmail, Messenger. That's about it. And browsing, and so we kind of got it set up. But she's still afraid to use it until I don't want to use it until we get I ordered a case for it. But what little bit it looked, I mean, the screen looked nice and bright, and everything was moving to me, it was moving snappy. It didn't do a whole lot with it. But now I was looking at some reviews. You'll see some reviews will, like this one guy, he was criticizing it something terrible, but he was comparing it to the high end. You can get an iPad, I guess it's over $1,000. He's trying to compare it to, this thing was $239. He's trying to compare it to that. But then you see other reviews.
You get what you pay for if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's
much faster. You're going to have to pay more money.
But to me, it is fast. Compared to what she already had, it's still fast, and for what she's going to do, we use it for just the browse. And I heard people knocking the camera. I took a couple pictures. I thought they were great. So it's all, I guess, subjective. But she, but like some people don't want that change. You want to. Update to Windows 10, but you can still make it look pretty close. If not, you can make it look exactly like Windows 7.
Oh, that's funny, Brian.
Where is that at, Brian? Where do you live in in a rural area? Good thing she didn't shoot you. I'm not a gun person. That's the only gun I ever shot in my life was a .357. A friend of mine had one. I was trying to shoot cinder blocks. I couldn't hit it for nothing. That's 87 though. She's doing pretty good. Now the funny thing that my friend that's sick, the one that has that disease, she's 69. Her mother's still functioning. She's in her 90s. She lives in Pittsburgh. And actually, and Jay, his mother's she's in her 90s, still driving. All right, worked great, but setup sucked. Yeah, I mean, I know. Y'all know EJ. He does a lot of his video editing with. He's probably got a higher end iPad, but he's a master at that stuff. Let me see this. She uses a cell phone because she can go to Wi-Fi almost anywhere. I got Windows 8.1 with a couple programs and a bit of hardware. Yeah, 8.1. I have that on. I bought this old. It's not old. It was new. I bought this little cheap HP Celeron. Yeah, it just comes with a keyboard, and it's like a little round. It's real low power. It comes with one of those cheap EMC with hard drive, 32 gig. I just got it for streaming video, and it works really good for that. And because I would watch my movies online. I haven't rented a video in 3 years, but now I can. I don't have a VPN, and I'm not going to cheat it. I'm not going to worry about finding. I'm just going to pay for whatever. An iPad Pro. Yeah, the Pro. That's up from what she's just got the basic iPad. The Pro is up from what she has. Yeah, I haven't seen any army. You don't see any around here. Only when I was in Florida. I think I might have seen some when I was one time when I went down Florida back in the '80s. Or I only drove there. I've been there about 4 times. Drove there twice. Yeah, I thought about getting that or the Amazon, not the Fire tablet. What's the Amazon stick or the whatever it's called? people are watching those movies and stuff like that. But I don't want to do anything illegal anymore. I mean, if I see it online, it's playing it. I don't know. It's not. You're streaming something, but it's illegal. Fire Stick, yeah. But you can hack it and put those what they call jailbreak in there, which is no such thing. You're just enabling third-party software, which anybody can do. So people will sell it for like $70, saying it's jailbroken when you could do the same thing for nothing. Anyway, but I'm not worrying about it. I just about watching any movies. I'll just pay for whatever I'm going to watch. Oh, you know what, Brian? When my brother lived out in Colorado, when he was out there, his kids are still out. When we went to visit him, they have those prairie dogs out there, and they're everywhere. You'll just popping up out of holes, and they're a nuisance and can have a lot of diseases and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought they were cool. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have one around me, but so you're near Rochester, aren't you, Dale? Or are you far from Rochester?
Yeah, Rochester, yes.
Okay. Have you had snow yet? Well, I saw you posted a couple of pictures.
Oh, yeah, we've had quite a bit of snow.
Oh, really? We haven't had. I think we had like a dusting.
Oh, really?
It was 60 degrees today. Oh, we had a lot of rain, but I think, or was it yesterday? We had a lot of rain between. Was it Saturday or it rained all day yesterday and today? I don't know what it's doing now, but we did have a lot of rain. No snow, knock on wood. Yeah,
we had a couple, like they were 2 to 3 day stretches where it'd be snowing quite a bit, accumulate. It still wasn't a real lot. One time it was like 8 inches over 2-3 days, and another time it was 6 inches.
That's enough. Yeah, we haven't had enough.
Yes.
I mean, some years we don't even get a couple inches. Then other years we might get a 10-incher every week.
Yeah.
But we're kind of did. We had a couple 3 good years with hardly anything. So
it's when you get 2 feet over the course of a couple of days. That's when it gets to be.
Yeah, we've had that before, and my snowblower I got like a 6.5 horsepower or whatever it is. It's a Craftsman from Sears, but it might be like 15 years old. It's just like it's losing power. It worked. It'll start up, but it just doesn't have the power anymore.
I don't have a real big driveway, so I just shovel it. Shovel a spot for the car.
I got I guess it's about 80-foot driveway. Not huge, but as long as I'm not fat, I can do it. Prairie dogs. I can do that all day long. We go to Wyoming and shoot them. We take 300 rounds and 300 rounds. Hey, Brian, there's YouTube. There's I don't remember the channel, but I had a mouse last year, right? I got one mouse. I haven't had a mouse in 26 years, and there was a mouse in here. I got rid of it right away. But I just started looking at all these mouse remedies, how people get rid of mice or whatever. Then I stumbled on these people. They were killing rats, shooting rats. I mean, literally shooting rats. So they would get this one channel, they get these, I forgot what these one animals are. They would get the rats to come out, and so they would shoot the rat. I forgot what the other, I don't know, a mink or something. Was it a mink? They would get these minks. They would hunt out these rats. I say mink. I don't know what kind of animal it was, but they would get these other animals. They could get in these little small spots to get the rats to come out, and they would shoot these rats. I mean, huge rats. I don't like rats.
Rats are no fun.
No, I don't see it around here. I think we just got a lot of deer around here. You got to worry about that. I did have a deer hit me about 5 years ago. I was going to Guitar Center of all places about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, going to Guitar Center, but it got my back. I could see it, but it just hit the back very lightly, and nothing was messed up on my car. And I couldn't turn around because it's a single road, and I didn't see him when I came back. I heard a thump, but it wasn't as loud as it could have been. But the only thing you could see in my in my car was a little bit of hair on the bottom or something, you know. But a lot of people do. I mean, they do. But I've been seeing more roadkill on a big deer that we normally don't see around here. Not as big as. Seems like I'm seeing a lot more bigger deer lately. Oh, you were bit by a bat in my last house. I had to. Oh my gosh! Did you have to get the rabies shots? My stepdaughter got bit by a squirrel years ago. She went through and got the rabies shots. But actually, you got bit by a bat. Here's a funny story. Tom, where are you at now? I forgot where you said. Where are you at right now? Where are you living at right now? All right, Daniel, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Daniel. Yeah, I've got a lot of deer around me too.
Yeah, we got a lot. Well, if you go in Gettysburg, they have in Eisenhower, you know, they have a President Eisenhower's, you know, their houses. You know, you on tour, you can do the tour, and the property there, they get tons of deer there, and sometimes they'll have a legal hunt there certain times a year because there's so many. Well, they have in the past. I don't know if they've done it lately, but there's like tons of deer all over the place. All right, thanks, Daniel.
My town, so and we do have some wooded parks and some wooded areas. So the deer.
Okay, so you're not too far from me now, Tom. You're not far from me at all. I didn't realize you still live there now. Oh. Yeah, Lancaster's not too far. It's about 50 miles from a unit. You got Dutch Wonderland up there. Actually, I go to that Guitar Center in Lancaster. I I did buy something. That's where I got my Gibson Les Paul Standard. I got that there at that Lancaster Guitar Center in Lancaster. Well, Miller's Pike or something, whatever it is. It's about 50 miles from me.
I'm trying to think of where is Washington County in PA?
It's probably north. PA is a huge state. You know, I'm like on the central south. That's probably way north of me, I would imagine. Or it could be northeast. Oh, it's western. Okay, western PA. Yeah, so you got. Now, if you go due west of me, you got like Gettysburg, Waynesboro, and whatever past there. I guess you go through Maryland again, or I don't know. Yeah, you know what's in Delaware? My company is building a new facility there, and that's why they're closing up. That's what's in Delaware. You were actually on his show, or you were just listening to the show live? You were listening to Dave Barr's show live while you hit one.
Oh, Pittsburgh area. Okay.
Pittsburgh is about 4 hours from me, I think.
I go vacationing sometimes along the Allegheny River there.
Mm-hmm.
So
now I've only been
away from Pittsburgh, but
I went to a Ohio Linux Fest back in 2016. It's a geek thing, you know. You have alternate operating systems. If you don't want to do Windows, there's a open source called Linux, and they have about 80 billion distros. So you have a community like this out there. So I met a bunch of people out in this Ohio Linux Fest that I've met from online in 2016. So I went through. You do go through. Went through to the Pennsylvania Turnpike. You do go through Pittsburgh or to Ohio. What's FTW? I don't know. What is FTW?
For the win.
For the win. Linux for the win.
Linux for the win. He likes it.
It's free. I mean, I use. I haven't used it in years, but I was using. I would do a lot of stuff in VirtualBox, which I don't mess with that anymore, or VMware. But I mess with. Well, Ubuntu was the easy one. Linux Mint was the easiest stuff. But I used some fancy stuff where you had to install with the command line. The whole thing was I forgot the name of it. It was Manjaro. Well, Manjaro was part of it, but it's Manjaro was easy. Let me see what that one was called. Let me go to linuxdistro.com. Linuxdistro.com. All right, of course it didn't. I hit the wrong thing. Distro Watch. That's what it's called. Let me see. I did did I do Debian? I don't think I did Debian. Or maybe I did. I don't think the one I messed around with was Manjaro. Fedora. That's Red Hat. I guess I messed around with SUSE and Arch Linux. That's the one. I had to do the whole thing, and you probably don't now. Well, they have scripts, but I installed that, and I did it in VirtualBox, so that probably made it a little easier. But I got it to work. But as soon as you update something else wouldn't work, and it got to be a pain. But it's funny. I mean, you can do stuff for free. Like if something happens where they get rid of if Windows goes to a subscription, which people are saying, then I'm done with. If I got to pay, $20 a month for Windows, F that, I'll go back to Linux for sure in a heartbeat. Yeah, I think there was someone did write one for Arch eventually, but I don't know if I ever tried it that way. I mean, I'm not good with the command line stuff, so I have to have one browser open because I don't remember any of that. I don't remember. Even Windows. Now my buddy who's got a big YouTube channel does tech stuff, all Windows stuff, how to fix one. He puts a ton of stuff like fixing Windows in a command line. So if I have a problem with Windows, I go to BrightTech 09 and
good night, Ed.
Good night, Ed. Happy New Year. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, if they do, and I'm not, everything seems like everything else is like with Adobe Premiere, and you got you got Office, that's a subscription. Office 365.
You can still buy the desktop version, but if Office 365, I think short term can be a better value in terms of it'll allow you to have, I don't know, have it on like a laptop. I think it allows you to have it on a laptop and a desktop.
I'll use Open Office, or what's the other one? Oh, the newer one. Not Open Office. Come on, Tom. What's the one? Not Open Office. What's the other one called? I know you know it. It's spun off of Open Office because they weren't supporting it. The makers of it. What is it? What's the Open Office? It's called. I can't think of it.
I don't know. I had Open Office, but
Tom's probably Tom on top it. Open Office. No. Open Office. Um, or LibreOffice. Couldn't think of it. LibreOffice.
Oh, Libra?
Yep. Yeah. I think it's better. Libra. Yeah. See, he got it up there. Yeah. So that's what I'll put on a lot of. Well, see, I get where I work. I got a version of Windows 10 for free at work. I have that on but I only have one. Actually, I could go on to put it on 3 PCs, but I forgot what other ones I had on, and I've since updated it. But I have it on my wife's computer. She's got Office 10, and that's old now. It still works. But LibreOffice, it's good. It works fine. It's free.
Yeah, sometimes you run into some formatting issues when when people are sending you
right, like a Word document or something. You'll probably have problems if you do the thing that's similar to Access or whatever, or Excel. But I don't mess with any of that.
Well, I was using it for business.
So you've used it before too. Yeah. I mean, you use it. Yeah.
I still have it now. I don't use it nearly as much. I still use spreadsheets, and I still use the Microsoft Word, but I wouldn't need it really.
See, I use it at work. I have to use it at work. I use Excel. I don't do nothing fancy with it. Just mainly sorting stuff out in order or whatever. Like we have to cycle count, and we have to do a mandated certain amount that comes from corporate. We have to do so many items. But then when we do that, we just start doing the whole building. We go, I'll take an aisle, but I'll get that from SAP, and then I'll put it into an Excel file. But then I'll just sort it by. All I need to know is the location, the item, and where it's at. I don't need everything else, and I'll just sort it in Office like that. I made some. But Linux is fun. It's fun. I mean, I had there's some really small distros you can get. I don't do nothing with Access anymore. See, we switched. We went to SAP. We just hit 2 years since we went live in October. It was 2 years ago. Was it 3 or is it 3 years ago? I think it's 2 years ago we went live with SAP, Tom. We used to use a program called Catalyst for years, right? So we switched to SAP, and there's some things a little bit better, but a lot of things aren't, and it's so buggy as hell. I mean, to find something out, I might have to go through 7 different T codes to find the answer. Where in Catalyst, I'd have to do one thing, and anyway, it's just a pain in the butt. But like I work for Dark Container Corporation, and we used to be Solo Cup. We were bought out by Solo Cup, the Red Solo Cup song. They bought Dart bought us out, and then before that it was Sweetheart Cup Company, and I've been there 45 years, and the original company that had us was Sweetheart Cup or Maryland Cup, which they were based out of Boston, and they had facilities out in Maryland. But anyway, so Dart Container bought Solo Cup, and they switched to SAP 2 years ago, and it costs so much more to do the same type of work. I'm called an inventory specialist, I guess. So I mainly count, inventory. We just make sure it's right and make it right. And but I'll do, like, when guys unload inbounds, and if there's something wrong, I have to verify if we're wrong or if it was shipped to us wrong. Oh, I have a degree. I have a degree. I don't have a degree. I have a what do you call it?
Certificate.
Certificate in A+ certificate, whatever that means. from 2001. My son, Rick, is a network engineer. He does real well. Money wise, he does real well. And his wife's an occupational therapist, but we're not real close. He does real well. I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm not into the network thing. where he does all these fancy and stuff. I'm just using the Comcast's router on. I did have my own router, but he'll use the what's the stuff you can download and have your own router? I don't even remember the names of stuff like that. Yeah, I learned, Tom. I learned more on YouTube than I probably did in that class I took back in 2001. I mean, I was doing stuff even before I took the class. I was building PCs before that. So I got into computers in like 95, 96, right? So and everything's going from 95 to Windows 98. So I never did anything before that. But I was older. I got into
I started at work with it was strictly DOS.
Yeah, you see, well, you were doing that stuff way long, so I didn't have to mess with DOS. I mean, I did a little
Windows.
Yeah, but I think in class, when I went to class in the college in Carroll County, Maryland, I it was a course I took there, and we were doing. I think we upgraded. We upgraded. I remember in school, we updated 3.1 to, I think it was Windows 2000. Yeah, we did that in class. I'm pretty sure. Not to what we went from 3.1 to Windows 2000. What was the network type version that they networks use that, or the company, and we didn't go to 95. We went to that, and yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I can, like, I haven't built anything. Like I used to build my own computers. Haven't built anything in 7 years. I mean, I haven't built a ton of them, but I fixed them. I switched out motherboards a couple times or something like that. But I said I wanted this one behind me. It's right where that on the floor. You can't see it. It was like 7 years ago I built that. It's an i7, but it's like a 3700 Intel. So I said, I wanted, before I stop working and the money's gonna be limited, I wanted to get a new machine. So I'm going back and forth because the Ryzen now, Ryzen's really big. They finally came on strong with their Ryzen CPUs, and they're beating out benchmarks on a lot of the Intel stuff. But I'm going back. I'm thinking about I'm going to build an i9, right, 9900. But I'm going back and forth, and we have these stores. Well, Tom, you probably heard of Micro Center. There's one in Maryland, up there off the Beltway. Anyway, so I'm going there. I'm going to pick my parts out, but I'm going back and forth. I couldn't make up my mind, so I went with the Ryzen 3800X. So I went with that, and it does, and that's the only one it does. I got a Asus Tough Gaming X570 board where it has PCI 4. Intel doesn't have anything in boards with PCI 4. For your hard drives yet. And so I got a NVMe hard drive in it, but not a 4. I just got the 3, but it's still fast. It does 3,000 and some, when it read and writes. It's very fast. See, this is a gaming PC. You saw it when I was in here earlier, didn't you? I don't game. There, that's what I built. So I got the EVA RTX 2070. That's the most expensive I ever paid for a video card, but DaVinci Resolve works really good. 200 trucks. Yeah, they're still a very good card. 1080 is still good, very good card, and I imagine. And the prices are coming down now. My card, it's not the 1080 is still probably better than mine. My card was, I think, $430, $399 or $430, I forget. But that graphics card came with 2 games, but I gave it to my daughter's boyfriend because I don't game. I don't really know game. I can't remember. I don't game. But trying to what if you see my website, I don't think I put up these little short videos, whatever. But still, using DaVinci Resolve, which is a better a better editing program that they have a free version. They have a paid version too, but it just, my PCs were just too slow, and it's now with this, and I can run DaVinci Resolve 16, and I can try to learn to do the fancy stuff. It just works so much better. But with this, okay, Dale, this came, the 3800 came with the Ryzen. It came with its own cooler, right? And it was everything's RGB, right? Which is really cool. But it didn't cool. It was getting hot when I would render stuff. So my buddy, who I mentioned already here, BrightTech09, if you go search for him, he's got a tech site for years. He's from the UK, but I've known him for 10 or 12 years. I got a problem, he'll help me out, you know. Anyway, so he just built the same computer with similar specs. I got a different case, but I have it overclocked. It's default. It's 3.9 gigahertz. I have it or it's megahertz, isn't it? I get mixed up. 39, but I have it set. I have it overclocked to 4.2, but undervolted. But we had to do that because it was just like the specs. Like if you run hardware monitor, it was going all over the place, and so this smoothed everything out. And I put the new cooler. I put in a Scythe Fuma 2 cooler, and it knocked my temperature down like between 10 and 15 degrees when I'm rendering a movie. Okay, 14. Oh, so you use 14 DOLPA? Yeah. So, well, I don't think you have Fusion came out in 15, right? Fusion is in 15, and the other where you can do the fancy animations in it, you know, text animations, whatever. And I couldn't do that with my, you know, with this one behind me, my old one. I did upgrade a video card. I could do stuff in there, but it's still slow. But now with this new one, I can use Fusion and oh yeah, that is real old one. Try to, yeah, but try the Ryzens now, they'll out benchmark a lot of AMD stuff now. If you try a Ryzen, this 3800 will beat out an i9 on, not on everything, on some things. And it was like $150 cheaper than an i9. I almost got it, but it's fun building it. I had to read up on it, look at all kinds of, because I haven't built anything in 6 or 7 years, and I was never much on overclock. That's still pretty high. That's still pretty. The 7700 is pretty high. Like the one I have behind me, it's a 3700. So you know how slow that is. Yeah, 15. I put 14 on. I have an i5 upstairs, DOLPA, and it's an i5, 8 gigabytes RAM. It's got I did put one of these old cheap NVIDIA cards I had in it, but it's only 2 megs. But I put 14 on there because 15 wouldn't run. It was just really slow. 14, I can do some things on there. But I had 15 on the one behind me. Now that's got Fusion on it where you can do some of the fancy stuff, which I haven't even tried. I looked at some tutorials, but just so much stuff to do. Now on my new one, I can run Fusion, which is in 16. I have version 16 on there, and I should be able to do pretty good. I'm sorry, Brian. It's nothing, Brian. Just talking about, well, hey, you know your modes, guitar modes. That's a lot. To me, it's a lot harder talking about than what I'm talking about. Rise. You're talking about computers. You only had these really 2 companies competing with each other in CPUs, Intel and AMD. And AMD's been Intel's been kicking AMD's ass for a long time. But they had these partnerships. If you remember these partnerships, they were pretty good at the time. But anyway, now, a year and a half ago, I don't know, 2 years, a year and a half ago, AMD came out with Ryzen, and they're doing really good. So I think it's safe to say now, like with the Ryzen 9, they have the fastest chip out there. Yeah, I think some world record was just broken recently was just done with a Ryzen, but they had that nitro cooling or some kind of. Yeah, that's good explanation. Except except more guitar stuff, there's more than two companies, but basically, really, in the computer realm of things, it's only Intel and AMD. Because I guess Apple uses Intel chips now, but they didn't. They used to use Motorola chips or something. But I don't know. So while I was working, I said I needed to get I wanted to do a new PC. I mean, so this is going to last me. But the guy at Micro Center, he's telling me, because he was leaning towards more of the Ryzen. He was a gamer. He's leaning towards more of the Ryzen because the i9, it's in a year's time, it's not going to be. It's going to be outdated. Excuse me. But it's going to be fine for anything I do. I don't do anything that much except for maybe little video editing. Apple Motorola PC chips, yeah. Now when I we went over my brother's Saturday, my son was there, and he, like I said, he's a network engineer. He does those Raspberry Pis, and he got those emulator. You buy those arcade games at Walmart, whatever, look like the old type bar. But he put all these with his Ryzen. He put all these old emulator games from years ago. Like from in television or whatever. What was out there? I forgot the other name. Nintendo and all that stuff. So he did all that, and he made it where you press the buttons or like you're putting money in there. I mean, he's explained to me. I didn't see it. We don't get along too well. No, well, actually, no, I think Intel were doing better. But it's just in the last couple of years, AMD is just past Intel. So I think Intel is doing way better. Now the i9 right out of the box, you can clock that at like 5 gigahertz. You're not going to do that on the AMD. Like I got a 200 megahertz overclock on mine, and I don't know nothing about overclocking. I just put in the settings my buddy told me to put in, and it seems like everything's stable. But yeah, I don't think that's quite true. The AMD has outclocked Intel. No, that's just in the recent years. They would go back and forth, but then for the longest time it was Intel, Rick. But now, within the last couple of years, AMD's got the fastest thing out there. But not in every category. Like I can run this benchmark, like my 3800 will beat the i9 in some things, not in everything. I still think. Maybe you can help me with this, Tom. I still think like single core stuff, Intel's going to do better, but multi-threading is where, like this CPU in the new one, it's got 8 cores, 16 threads. AMD's going to do better with multi-threading stuff. Am I saying that right, Tom? I'm not. I only do a little bit of stuff. I'm not going to. I have Prime 95 on here. I don't have, what's the other one? The 8. There's another one that really stresses your system out. I'm not doing that. Threadripper. I think they just dropped the price on that. No, I'm thinking the 3900. They dropped the price on that. See, my chip was 329, but if you go up to 3900, it's like 320. It's like 489, but it was more than that, I think. Yeah, Prime 95. Yeah, it's all because that's all. And actually, I was kind of nervous running it at 200. Like it's 30. I'm running at 42. But if you go on YouTube for this board, I mean, it seems like it should be running at. It's the default settings aren't right. Something that's like it's too many volts, and if you look at hardware monitor, everything's with these turbo boosts, it's supposed to go up to 4.5, and I don't know if it is. I'm not going to get it if I try to do it manually. But now, if you look at it when we put we undervolt it to 1.35. Everything is like stable. The temperatures are not going all over the place. Everything's staying normal. Well, of course, if I'm rendering something, it'll go up. But with this new cooler, it won't go over. It didn't go over. It hasn't gone over 77 threading, and then another 10 or 15 degrees less than that. I got the Asus Tough and Gaming X570. and Wi-Fi, which I never even tried the Wi-Fi. I mean, the drivers installed, but I never tried it. But because it's like $200 right now, but with Micro Center, if you're familiar with that, they're a franchise. I don't know if they have any in PA. I think they might have one around Philly, but they have one in Maryland here, not too far from 40 miles from here. They give you they have the best price on CPU, and then when you bundle something up, they're going to knock like $30 off. So I got everything there. I got the Cooler Master H500 because it's a nice big case. I wanted something big to work in, to have room to work with, right? And it, so you know what I'm talking about. So they had most of them they have the best prices, and so I got everything there, and so now I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I got the Cooler Master because, like I said, my friend Brian on here, he built the same system. Actually, he's got it on his site, but he had he's using so like a case from a sponsor of his. I didn't like the case; it was smaller than mine. That's why I got the Cooler, because it's so big, and it came with two 200 millimeter, not one time, two 200 millimeter fans up front, RGB fans, but the back one was 120. It wasn't a RGB. But I since then replaced. I bought three 120 millimeter RGB fans. So I replaced the back one. I put two on top there, right? And I got them all the same color. But I had to download 3 softwares to sync up to get everything the same color, because the board uses the Aurora Sync for Asus, right? So because the board, it's got RGB built into the board, and so the board had 2 RGB headers, regular RGB, and 1 addressable RGB. So I don't know how to learn how to do all that, and but I couldn't figure out how to get the software to work. Brian, he knew how to do all that. My friend Brian, so he logged in and he showed me what to do. He did. So I just keep it on that same light blue, and it doesn't bother me. Now I never did water cooling. I'm not a fan of water cooling. I was thinking about it, but I just not too much of a fan. All right, Brian, thanks so much. I got the link for what you posted, and I'm gonna read up on it and see if I'm got any.
Take care, Brian.
Yeah, but is it going to help me with speed? I need to play fast and play in time. That's where I need to help out. But thanks, Brian. I'm going to work on it. Yeah, they do match. Tom, I got that Cooler Master, it was 120. Then I saw it for $100. I came back up here. They knocked the $20 off. They do match. They've matched a lot of things that I got there. I just haven't bought a lot of stuff there lately until recently. Yeah, Aurora Sync. Yep, yours uses our Aurora Sync too. But I had to download. What you have to download, it's called Armory Crate, which Aurora Sync is in that. Because when I was downloading the Aurora Sync software by itself, none of it would work. I had to use that, and then I had to get the colors, everything. Okay. Yeah, cooling is the way to go. But there's stuff out there saying that these air coolers are doing better than and everything I see out there. The air coolers are doing better than the water cooling. I like the way water cooler looks. This thing I put in mine, it's huge, and it's taking up some of a. Yeah, I mean, look on YouTube. Everything, these guys that looks like if you get a Notchwa cooler, they're outperforming water coolers. Now I got a Fuma a Scythe Fuma 2 of mine because I replaced, and it looks like a Notchwa. Yeah, it's because nothing worked, Tom. because I didn't want. I'm reading in my book and saying you need to download the Armory Crate and it's in there, but I thought I could bypass that. And nothing worked, and then when I downloaded the Armory Crate, it worked. I just couldn't get it to get to the colors. Like Brian had to log in and show me what I was doing wrong. Sometimes you know how colors have the codes in it, and he put the code in. But I had to download one. I got the Aurora Sync right. Then the GPU I had to download an NVIDIA one for that to get that color in sync. Then when I had the default AMD Wraith Prism Core, it came with the CPU. I had to download a separate software for that. What do you think that one was? That one was from Cooler Master. They controlled the RGB. So I had those. Actually, I can take that off now because of the new heatsink I got. I don't have RGBs in there, but he got it. So I'm done with it now. So I'm not doing any more to it. Well, I thought about putting a strip, like a strip of or ARGB or something like that, some kind of, but I don't know. Yep, 0225. Yep, we had to put it on some number in there for like that for this light blue that I have. Then if you go on my site, there's videos up there from like a couple weeks ago. You'll see them up there. So I like that light. I don't, because it doesn't bother me. I don't have the rainbow thing. I can stay on all the time. It doesn't bother me at all. The only thing is when I turn my case off, I got to turn the power supply off, so I don't see the color on because the color on the motherboard will stay lit. But I don't get what games do you play, Tom? Did you say which Notchwa? I don't have a Notchwa, but I was thinking about putting like the 15 in there, but it looks very similar to the Notchwa, the Fuma 2. Look at Scythe Fuma. There's Fuma 2. It looks very similar to a Notchwa, but it's still not as good as Notchwa. Still does a little bit better. Yeah, I do not have any. We do have a what's it called? My wife has Alexa. What's it called? The thing you talk to? Alexa. But I don't have no plugs or lights yet. But I'm thinking about getting it. No thermostat. But I've been thinking about getting that stuff. We just had a thermostat put in. I should have got a network one put in. But I'll do all. I don't know if I'm going to do it now because I'll be leaving soon. But the next place we go to. Are we boring you, Adele?
I don't know what you're talking about. So I think
called computer stuff. Just what you talk about now.
Well, I'm not into gaming anymore. I used to.
I
used to game a little bit, but that was
I never game. I mean, I played like Unreal Tournament and Unreal Tournament Quake. That's about all I ever played. But I never did it a lot, and I never had good internet back then, and so that was one strike against me. But I remember dial-up. I tried to play this baseball game on dial-up. So I'm playing this baseball game. I can't remember the name of the game, and it was just so slow. But when it did work, it was pretty cool. Yeah. Amazon Echoes. Is that? Yeah, that's what we have. We have an Echo. But what's the girl's name in it? Or the person?
That's Alexa, right?
Alexa. Is it Alexa? Yeah, I'm getting old. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife talks to it all the time. But I thought about getting the Alexa. Yeah, I thought about getting the switches, for a lot of the lights and stuff like that. But I'll just probably wait until we move.
Heck, I could set Alexa up on my phone. I don't.
Oh, you have one?
No, I don't have. I don't have one of those devices, but I'm pretty sure I could set it up on my phone.
Yeah, we have Alexa, and I think
apps,
But we don't have nothing that can control anything. Like you just got to get something that can connect to your network, like the plug adapters or light bulbs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of want to do it just for the heck of it.
I mean, every single outlet you buy,
Yeah.
oh man, that can run into a lot of money to try to automate everything, and then.
Well, I mean, they got some stuff. It's not too much. Just do a couple things. I don't know, but I haven't done anything. But I see that Micro Center, they have that stuff up there.
Couple outlets or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you could use the Alexa system or you could use Google system. They're all
right.
Pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the same thing that are in the Google devices are in our phones. All you have to do is activate it, and boom.
Yeah, it sounds like what time? Oh, you'd have to use one of those one of those electronic locks.
Yeah.
Now, but what's good about it, you can be like Tom. You can probably verify this. I guess if you're home, you're not home, and you want your lights to go on, you can be not home and tell it on your phone app to turn the lights on at a certain time or whatever.
Oh yeah, you'd have to have a device at home if you're going to do that.
Yeah. But you can have it. You can control it while you're not there. Oh, I see, Tom. I see. You know who else has an autism son? Dan, old man Dan. I think his son is autism.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Old man Dan. Yeah.
I think his son is. Yeah.
There's something going on there.
Yeah. Oh, competition. That's cool. But I remember, you remember Leo Laporte from Tech TV? And he still has his own network on here, which I haven't watched in a long time. I remember watching those shows, and he talked about all gaming stuff like that. I just never can get into gaming. I just don't have I don't think I'd be good at it. I'm not good at it. I don't know if I can do the video editing, which I'm trying to. One reason why I got this better machine, I don't even know if I can do all that fancy stuff. The screensavers, yep. Leo Laporte, yep. And Patrick Norton. Yeah, they were here. They were in Best Buy in White Marsh, Maryland, which is just up above. You probably know where I'm talking about, above the Beltway. If you're going east on the Beltway from 83. Anyway, and this is back in the I guess in the mid 90s. I had to be around in the late 90s. We went up to see him, but they had a big line because I think Leo was hawking one of his books. And so it was Patrick Norton and Leo, but I didn't go in line, bother. I just saw him. Leo's. I just remember he has a big head. Leo has a big head. But then I remember when we went to Ohio Linux Fest. There, I forgot what they call it. When you have this phone system, when you call and the stuff that switches you to this person or that person, whatever. This guy wrote this big system. He was there at this the Ohio Linux Fest, and this guy whose name I can't remember, but the name of the help me, Tom. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's a phone system you call in, and it switches. It's the software. It switches you to everything and whatever. This guy wrote this software. He was at the Ohio Linux Fest, right? And a lot of companies use this. He might have sold it by now, but he was there, and we had a party where we were staying at. I forgot the name of the motel, big place we were staying at. He came because we were like, I don't drink, but I did drink. I did drink there. It was like 6 years ago last time I drank. I'm drinking a lot of stuff. But he was there. This guy was there, wrote this program. He's like a millionaire. Well, millionaire is nothing these days. But he wrote this software that uses it. It's like a PBX system or something. Some kind of phone system. He was there. And I forget. I know his name was Mark something, but I can't remember. But I don't drink, but I drank then when I was there. And I I'm on CPAP, right? I have to. You know what CPAP is, Dale, don't you? I have to wear the swears.
My father used one.
And of course, I didn't take it with me when we went. And I didn't sleep at all, and it was terrible. I was there for only 3 days, but I was so from not sleeping and on the way home because I didn't drive. A guy, door to door geek. You probably never heard of door. You ever heard of Podnuts, Rick? I mean, Tom Podnuts. It's a tech show, and but anyway, but the guy that owns it now lives in Havertord. He lives in Joppatown, which is not too far from. But anyway, he drove, so I drove with him. He picked me up, and on the way home, I was so fatigued, from not sleeping much. But he's doing all the driving. So we stopped at a rest place on the way home. Went to they got some shows up there, and we had a show. We used to do Geeksters on there. We used to do a show called Geeksters, and went to there. But anyway, but Door, the guy's name, Door to Door Geek, but his name was really what is his name? I forgot his name. Oh, I can't remember his name. But anyway, I'm so fatigued. So we went in and went to the bathroom, and I'm coming out. I think he had a Dodge van. So this lady gets in his van, exactly looked just like his, and I'm thinking she's stealing his van, but it wasn't his. It looked like it. Wouldn't even park where I'm going after this. What are you doing? I was so fatigued from not sleeping. Oh, I felt like real a-hole. Steve McLaughlin, that's the guy that owns you had Atari. I might have had Atari once and I took it back, or Nintendo or something. But I had the Intellivision. I really liked the Intellivision. I had that, and I liked the football game on that. But I really wasn't much of a gamer on any of that stuff.
My first computer for gaming was Commodore 64.
Yeah, see, you were in computers before I ever was.
And I got
that was way before that.
After, but
is that what Radio Shack used to sell or something?
No, that was they used to sell.
They sold something.
I have one somewhere. I have a Timex.
Oh, really?
That was like the first dinky little personal computer that ran off. It had to have a little reel tape machine or something to use that for the memory and stuff.
I remember the arcade machines, like in a local department store. They had a little corner there with the pinball machines and stuff like that. Oh, really, Rick? There was remember in Windows 9, I guess it was in Windows 95 XP, maybe 95, or they had a real nice pinball game in there. That was kind of cool. And if you did something too much, you could tilt it. You had to start over or something. School was a bad thing for me. I didn't do good in school. Oh, I'm a high school dropout.
I remember the old Pong machines. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm a high school dropout. But I went back and got my GED, then took some courses. But after the fact, a delinquent. I've been working full time since I've been 16 or 17 years old, since I quit school.
Rick kept on skipping just to go to the arcades and play games.
So I don't really have much of just a basic education. I mean, I took that A+ course, but that was nothing. Anybody could pass that. But I was never late on a bill, unless my wife might have forgot a house payment once. But I never was late on a bill. Nothing. My bills have always been paid. And I took a lot of stuff out in credit cards, but it was never late on paying anything, paid all my bills off. And whereas, I'm not going to put any names out, but people I know, they make real good money, but they don't pay their bills right. And, yeah, well,
cash. How do you do that these days?
Well, yeah, you're right. Well, when I got 59 and halftime, let's say I took money out. Well, I took most of my 401k out and reinvested most of it. So I don't, but I had a little bit left in there. So I would use that to pay some bills off and for me to buy some stuff. But I still contribute to it, but it's not that much. That's why I've been last couple years been buying stuff. But I have a little bit of, so I have like this couple thousand from this computer stuff and stuff I bought for Christmas. I charged recently, but I have money on I can pay off, but I'll wait until I build it up a little bit, or whenever sell my house. I figure we're going to buy a mobile home somewhere. I got like a $40,000 limit, rough between $40 and $50,000 limit. And then if we, I'm thinking I hope to walk away with a profit of $100,000 for my house. So buy a mobile home, maybe, and maybe bank like $30,000 or $40,000, maybe, possibly.
Some still do, Gussie. Some of them still drop out.
Yeah, they do. There's still a lot of people. I did school. I'm not real smart. I had trouble in school. Learn. But now for some reason now I can learn stuff. Back then I just didn't do well. But I didn't get in trouble. I wasn't no drug act or anything like that. And I just didn't. I just wanted to work, and I'm skilled labor. But then I started learning stuff in school, and that people, what I can do with computers. People get, I only know, as far as I'm concerned, I only know basic stuff. I don't know if I don't know anything. I just go on YouTube. No, it was time. I studied time. There was tests online, right? I mean, you don't know what you're going to. There's a bunch of tests. I would to study it, so I knew what the answers were. You just didn't know what part of the test because it could be different. And the kind of test we took, what do they call it? It was like with a computer. It was like, I guess the more you got wrong, the more questions it would give you. And you couldn't do them at the same time. You had to do a hardware one and a software one. I think I did the software one first. But I got it done in like 2 minutes, and I don't know. Both of them didn't take long, and whatever did, I got it. Actually, I think I got the. I think I got the certificate out here.
Oh, I don't know what that A+ certification requires.
I had it out recently, but I cleaned up recently. I don't know what I did. I could have even thrown it.
Sorry to hear that, Rick.
Sorry about that, Rick. Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible. You know what, Tom, now I think you got to go every so often and redo your A+ certificate. But I'm like grandfathered in because I did mine in 2001 or something like that. But I think now you have to go so often, which is probably not a bad thing. But my son, he did everything. He did the network and did a Linux thing, and he's just had really good jobs. But like he talks way over my head, way into networking and stuff. Uh-huh.
Talk about.
Yeah, see, I did all that. I never did anything with it, Tom, because it didn't. My job never. I mean, yeah, I'm just a cycle counter. But was something would go wrong, they would ask me to fix stuff. I mean, there wasn't somebody I didn't work on their computer, either there at work or their personal computers at home, at one time or another. Not anymore, but years ago. And yeah, I was fixing a lot of computers on the side. I just don't like doing it. I mean, it got to the point where, I'm not saying people taking advantage of you, but people call you all hours in the night, and it's like, these days, you don't, like, if you watch porn back then, you're almost guaranteed to get infected. Today, it's not nowhere near as bad as that. But I get a call at night, and I said something to somebody, said, well, you got to quit, going to these sites, and I kind of yelled at him, and I don't do any work for him anymore, fortunately. Certification. It's a certification in a certain technical field, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I see what they call it.
Yeah, that's a problem when you know how to fix computers and everybody else is lost. It's like, can you come fix mine?
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with this. Can you come over?
It looks like it's still there. I have the CompTIA A+ certification. Just Google that, and I'll take it to the site. Let me see. It's an overview. The CompTIA A+ is the industry standard for establishing a career in the IT.
Yep. Same thing, Gussie. Yep. Family mechanic. Every time somebody gets a breakdown, got to call the family mechanic.
Yeah, I just had to have my toilet. See, when I took it, Rick, I'm grandfathered in. If you had it, you don't have to retake it, but there's a certain year, I don't know when it changed. You have to take it every so often, but mine will not expire, which makes no sense. But I don't know why I'm grandfathered in, unless they changed it again. I don't know, which they could have, but I never did anything with it. I just would fix things for. There's another guy on YouTube called Kerry. His name is Kerry Holtzman, which I met him in person at one of these meetups. He does, like, he'll do 3, 4, 5 hour streams because he'll be building a computer but it's just, I can't sit and watch that long. I mean, I know what to do to find the answer to stuff. I am still grandfathered in. I know I don't know if they changed it, but like I said, I never did anything. I got that, but I never did anything with it. I got this. I never left my place of employment. I've still been there 45 years, but it helped me from doing some other, like, grunt work. But I remember one year we got one of the. This is maybe 15 years ago. There was some virus going around, and he got it at work. It was going from one machine to the other, right? In the office. Okay. Oh, okay. The deep purple one. I like Deep Purple. They were really good. 2012. So you got yours, 11 years after I got mine, 2001. I got mine right before my mother. I got mine in March, in early March, and my mother died in like the end of the month. Yeah, yeah, it was funny. I don't actually, it was my boss's computer. He got infected, and I'm working on his, and somebody else started getting infected. So I had to wait in line. I fixed one at a time. Oh, that was terrible. So I spent the whole day cleaning up computers. But you don't see infections like that anymore. No, not like it was like the "I love you" virus or something. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. So I had to do. My big thing now is to clean up stuff is malware bites. Probably more than anything. But before it was malware bites and a lot of other programs. But malware bites bought out some of these other programs. It was like what was some of these, because they were all free and they worked good. But there was what was another one? It was called. I haven't cleaned anything up. I mean, I don't get infected, and can't remember what some of these names are. How? All right. Some of the programs I used were called. I can't remember. Yeah, malwarebytes, but there is a ton of programs you could run to clean them up, and I can't remember any of them.
I've been using Kaspersky last.
Yeah, but that's an years. Yeah, they have a recovery thing.
That pretty much covers everything. But if you look at, they'll do tests and everything, and really there's like 4 or 5 of them that are all really up there. They all do a wonderful job. They're all, paid. You got to pay for the service. Kaspersky, that's like a year-by-year subscription thing now. Software didn't used to be like that, but it is now. The free ones work okay, but if you want, I like a little extra insurance myself.
There's a guy I know. He writes some programs. His name is. That's terrible because I'm forgetting stuff because of my age now. I can't remember, or it's just because. All right. There was one tool that's still around, and I don't know if somebody took it over because it wasn't being updated, but now it's I think they are. Let me see.
That's right, Gussie. Free is good until you get a virus, and then it's like, oops.
Well, I tell you what, Gussie.
That one through, and all it takes is one to come through, and
you wouldn't believe, like, somebody would get a new computer and it wouldn't be running right, and a lot of these computers would come like with a temporary version of, like, say, like Norton's antivirus or McAfee. Those programs were making the PC run bad. I don't know how many times I took those programs off to get their PCs to run right, and to put some freeware antivirus on there.
Yeah, I've had both of those. I had trouble with Norton, being a resource hog too.
Yeah, they were terrible. Super Anti-Spyware was a good one. Yeah, there was another one. I used to use that.
Making tacos again. Oh, Mickey. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I used to. Abius was pretty good at one time. I used to use it. I'm just fine with Windows Defender now and Malwarebytes, but I don't do anything. And if and I know I can run a sandbox, like a sandbox IE, if I want to go to a site that I probably shouldn't be going to, and you can't get infected in that sandbox IE, that worked good. Then of course you could do stuff in a virtual box, in an image or something.
could always run Linux off a disk or something too.
Exactly. Yep.
To do that sort of thing.
Malware removal. Oh, here. I'll find it. Road Killer. That's still around. That was really good. I used to use that. It can stop stuff, in the background and give you enough time to clean something up. Malware Bytes, Ad Cleaner, but Malware Bytes took that over. Ad Cleaner was good, or AWD Cleaner. Super Anti Spyware Blaster was a good one. Hitman Pro. These are still around. Hitman Pro, yeah. Combo Fix was a big one, but it could mess up the system too. That's still around, but looks like that's still being updated.
Adaware, yeah, I used to run that once in a while.
Spybot Search and Destroy. That's still around, and it looks like that was last updated in 2018. But that was good back in the day. Roadkill, that was really good. Anything that would stop the thing for an R kill, that would stop it from working in the background. And then I still use I always use CCleaner, but now with Windows 10, with this last 1909, I guess it was, they put a thing in there. If you go type in Storage Sense and look at their enable that, it works almost like CCleaner, but this is in Windows.
CCleaner, you mean?
You like CCleaner? It works just like that. If you go click on the search thing and type in Storage Sense, TORSTORA, you'll see a Storage Sense. Now I'm making a liar out of myself. STORAG, storage. Turn on Storage Sense. I thought I had it on. It's off. I probably didn't do it on this one yet. Turn it on, and it'll clean up your temporary and the files and stuff like that. Kind of almost like CCleaner, but I don't know if it does anything with registry. So I'll still use CCleaner to clean up the registry. It's very good. Ouch. Come on.
Fix anything for a price, yeah. That's a classic.
I don't know if I heard of I don't know if I heard of that. OLEG. I haven't.
OLEG.
I haven't, like I say, I don't fix computers anymore, and my computers never get messed. I never have. I don't give it anywhere I shouldn't be going. So, like I said, Defender works fine for me, and I'll just run Malware Bytes every so often. Now, my wife, I do have Malware Bytes. They went through a subscription. I do have I got a copy, a legal copy of one somewhere before they went, and that's still grandfathered in here. I'm using that term again. That still will always work for free. I mean, it's a one-time price, but anything bought it to that time when that was. So I have a couple
licenses that are like that. Yeah.
I have that on. I put that on my wife's computer.
So they don't even sell that stuff.
No, they sell the software, but it's a subscription now. But if you bought it at that time, it will be a lifetime for free.
Still lifetime.
Yeah. But then if you bought it after that, it goes to a subscription. Crap cleaner. Well, I think it's pretty late, and we were on for 3 hours and 15 minutes, Dale.
Oh, I know. I'm pretty tired. It's
I didn't mean
2 o'clock in the morning here, Eastern time.
Yeah, well, I have to get back on track because I'm going to eat tomorrow, and that's it. I'm going to Thursday, going back to my what it's supposed to be. I'm up to 301 subscribers. So I want to thank everybody. You guys are great.
Tom says, I may or may not have.
What's that?
Tom, he says, I may or may not have waited tables for a restaurant that has an Eastern European mafia front in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for coming in. I'm not
like design.
So I had to get Dale in because no one would come in. Dale's way more interesting than me and better looking.
I don't know about that.
Well, I thanks, Tom, but I've been doing pretty bad lately. So I hope I can get back on track. I got to get back on track. I mean, if you go with my videos, look, I got a ton of videos up here. Look at me 8 months ago. It was like, oh my God, terrible. I mean, I've always done it before, but always gained it back. And always gained more. Like I said before, the most I ever lost was 50. This time was 80. But I'm running out of time. I'm old. I'm 64. I'm getting ready to die. I got to keep it off.
Oh, so you just happen to be looking.
Did video porn post-production for the mob. Seriously. Hey, Dogpie, did you see the new movie on Netflix, The Irishman? It's the first time all three of them played together at the same time. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci. They were all in it. It was good. Based on Jimmy Hoffa. I'm related to Bugsy Siegel. I just found out. I don't know if anybody remember who Bugsy Siegel was. I'm related to him, so don't give me any shit. No, I'm not. I'm joking. I'm not related to him, but I tell everybody that.
I just know people that are related to people involved in Rochester area, so I don't.
I had well, my father told me some stories. Like he ran he did numbers when he was at one time, and he was telling me, like, my parents, they came over where they came from, the boat, off the boat. I remember he took my grandfather to a gambling thing, and he didn't know about it. He didn't know where he was taking him, my grandfather, and he got busted. And my grandfather, he didn't talk to my father for like 2 weeks or something. I don't know, something like that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I SD Design. Yeah, I lost 80 pounds. Well, in late March, I was 273. I'm like, this past Thanksgiving, I was 191.
What channel am I on?
Oh. No, I was playing guitar and just trying to, and just want to say thank everybody. I got over 301 subscribers in 15 years. That was pretty quick, where other people are getting it in 15 days. No, I'm only kidding. So I'm a musician wannabe for 65 years, trying to learn how to play guitar. Yeah, the Mob Network. No.
Mitch's Mob Network. There we go.
I tell you what, I didn't take any. If you weren't built like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I was growing up, I'm going to come after you unless you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But anybody that came after me, I had no problem with. Not that I was big or anything, but I just didn't take. But no one bothered me. I never got in a lot of fights. Very little.
You don't want any subs.
The dog. Why do people subscribe to me? I don't want any subs. Give them to me. Give them to me. Are you SD Design? Are you a musician? Obviously, I can't talk. Really? Now, I kind of stayed. People that got in trouble with, I stayed around. Even though I got siblings that got in trouble growing up, but I never got in trouble. I stayed around, and I'm a very very good. So you've been playing a long time. Maybe do you have then put some videos up and teach me so I can learn. Oh yeah, Gussie, I know. What was I going to say? No, I want to do, like I said, I'm going to dedicate myself. Let's say I want to learn how to play a riff or a certain technique. I'm going to start videotape. I'll start videotaping it and just go into my progress so you all can see and comment and give me suggestions. And I might take up Quentin. He's talking about doing guitar lessons on Skype. The only thing about Skype is I know Skype, if I'm going to use my stuff as an audio interface, it won't work that way because Skype will kill the sound. I think. Pretty sure Skype will. No, they can't. Maybe not because
Skype isn't very good on guitar sound.
Really?
Understanding.
Because
it'll be compressed. You're not looking for tone, though. You're just looking to learn.
Right. But if I do it through the speaker, like just coming from the amp, it might work out. Because I remember when we did the Skype thing, you couldn't hear. I'm like playing stuff on YouTube that you should normally be able to hear, and it was killing that. Other things, Skype was doing that. And I remember it always did do that. I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Live PD. It's on A&E, and then he always spin-off shows because cops get a bad rap. I mean, they're all being accused. You don't know what they put up with. These people, I can't believe the people they pull over that don't have valid driver's license constantly. I wouldn't go out of the driveway without my driver's license. Well, I have, but I mean, but they put up with shit, and they said they have all these spinoff shows now from Live PD Cam. Now they have live court cam, live wanted. Yeah, lawyers are. Yeah, I knock lawyers just as much as everybody, but when you need one, you would need one. But my niece's husband is a lawyer. He's an ambulance chaser. That's what I call him. But he won't do. He's not comfortable doing murder cases. Somebody called him once. There's this, I don't know, these immigrants came to the country from, I forget where they're from Mexico, whatever, and they got accused of killing these kids or something. I mean, it was horrendous. So he didn't want nothing to do with it. He didn't want to defend him. He didn't want nothing to do with it. But when he's live PD cam or live PD or the live cam one, I mean, shame these cops are being shot point blank. Luckily they survived, but it's just what they put up with is terrible. I can't. Now I can understand people are down on luck. Sometimes you might steal for food, but I mean, I don't condone any of that. That's why they have, places to go for people that don't have food to eat. I mean, we got a place in town here, But anyway, that would make me sick too. To me, it would like now something like that happens. Sometimes you see some of those people that do get locked up, they do get killed in prison, which they deserve it. Like the Jeffrey Dahmer, and some of those people deserve it. Like the one guy, the movie director or whoever he was, the movie guy recently, he got killed, but now they're saying he might have been killed, not by or the cops knew about it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Happy New Year! Thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Weinstein, that's it. No, not Weinstein. It was somebody else that was killed. Somebody, not Weinstein, but he did something wrong too. But he was doing the Jeffrey Epstein. That's it. All right, guys. Good night. Happy New Year. Stay
really
safe.
Good to see you guys here, and
yeah.
Wish everybody a very happy New Year, and look forward to seeing you some more.
Dog Paul, Tom Herrera, Harhea. I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. EST Design, and who's ever left. We had 20 some people in here at one time, didn't we? So, which is good for me. So, happy New Year, and be safe, stay out of trouble, and we shall see you. Don't go anywhere, Dale. All right, bye, guys. Happy New Year.
Have a good